The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. If you're a sensitive snowflake that may get easily offended, then turn this off immediately. If you want to hear the real truth about the gun culture, then stick around. This is the Armed Citizen Podcast. What is going on, all my snowflakes out there? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 235, I believe. Today's date is Tuesday, March 29th, 2020. I'm going to go ahead and give you a heads up, guys. I've had a long, very long 3 days at work. So I'm on the borderline of really not giving a shit. So I'm not going to tell you this is going to be a great show, but we hope to have a great show. We're going to have some fun tonight. We don't have any special guests. We don't have an agenda. Well, TJ's kind of special, but in a different way. We're going to have fun, hang out, kind of answer questions, talk a lot of shit, and have fun tonight. So if you're turning on, hoping to see a serious podcast about some serious issues, not going to happen here tonight. The only mention to Will Smith or Chris Rock will be right now, and I say they won't come up. So all of that jazz. Now, if you're out there live, welcome to the dark side. Welcome to this fiasco, the train wreck, if you will. If you're out there live on YouTube or on Facebook, go ahead and say something. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you want to call or text in, yes, you can call in or text in. Utilize a Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends Rod and Shelly Gates at Aegis Gun Care. If you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran, and you're in that hole, you're in the darkness, and you're searching for that light, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I can't give you medical advice, but I could be a pretty good ear to listen, maybe talk you through some shit. If you're looking for someone that can get you to some medical help, remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. You've got a lot of brothers and sisters out here that are willing and able to help in any way possible. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please, I implore, utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255, the Veteran Crisis Hotline. As always, we are spotlighting the United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title United States Marine, visit marines.com. And as always, we're a proud member of the Self-Defense Radio Network. Check out all the great podcasts over at selfdefenseradio.net. Get this off of my ugly mug. Oh, God, Clover. Jeez, he scares me every time I see him. That is not a logo, folks. That is his real face. He won't move. He's a leprechaun, so he literally won't move for the next hour or so. He's that disciplined. So we got some friends joining us tonight to I guess take this train wreck to a whole nother level. As they say in Naked Gun, move along. There's nothing to see here. There's probably not gonna. Holy shit, AWAG's up here. I hadn't seen AWAG for. What's up, AWAG? Haven't seen you in a long time, homie. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight from Big Sky territory, up there hanging out with Costner and all them at Yellowstone. What's up, Rogue? How you doing, man?
I'm overloved and underpaid up here.
I understand. I'm underloved and underpaid. So does that help with anything?
Well, I'll send you some love then. How's that sound? I got a little extra to go.
That sounds kind of kinky, bro. I'm not into that shit, but hey.
Well, there was that one night at SHOT Show where the heat went out in the house.
We said that would never be spoken about. Okay. Ever. All right. No, it's good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. And from the 3-2-1 down there. I just noticed that. I don't know why. Is that been the whole time? I just noticed. What the hell? From the 3-2-1 to Florida, our homie from Gear Report. What up, TJ? How you doing, man?
Nothing, man. Just killing it.
Rocking the HK hat. You know I'm jealous about that hat, right?
Right. I'm overworked and underloved.
Yeah. And well overpaid, I think. He could be overpaid, I guess. Yeah,
I'm here.
I'm a little pissed off at TJ. We talked about this off air. He stopped by the HK booth, not to shoot any guns, by the way. was not interested, just to grab a hat. I said, well, fuck. If you're going to do that, at least grab 2 of them.
I didn't want to seem like super rude, just semi-rude.
Fucking Clover will go into a booth and grab 6 hats, 4 T-shirts, and 3 goodie bags. And
he should have an extra
to grab me a damn hat. That's all I want is a hat.
Damn it. All right. I got to step up my game. My bad. I'll own that.
Defense Dad says TJ has the best hat tonight. I agree. It'd be nice to have one. I guess I could have walked my happy ass to the HK booth too, though, couldn't I?
You probably walked by it 10 times.
Oh, I did. I know I did, but there was really nothing new, so I didn't stop thinking. I didn't know they had hats. They usually don't have hats, you know. Anyway, I digress. Okay.
It's comfy too.
I'll get over it. It's okay. Simmer down. All right, here we go. And riding shotgun as always, our boy toy pinup doll, like centerfold of the year from the great state of Texas. Let's look at that face. How could you not love that? That's just beautiful. The great state of Texas, the tactical virus. I mean, Leprechaun himself, Pamela Clovertack. How are you, sir?
You said the great state of taxes. Like, yeah, land taxes.
Did I say that? I probably got taxes on my mind, which is not a good thing.
Somebody's like, oh, Texas is the freest state. And I'm like, yeah, if you can afford to pay your land taxes, I guess it is.
So there's no joke. So everyone thinks, oh, Texas doesn't have a state income tax. Bro, like I was paying $6,000 a year for like a normal house when I lived in San Antonio in property tax. They're going to get their money one way or the other.
Yep. Yeah, they are.
So, but anyways, how are you? Are you okay? Everything good with you?
Yeah.
He's been in a bitchy mood because he's been editing video for the last week and a half. He's been so bitchy.
I know.
Every time I talk to him, look at editing video.
I hate editing, man. Hate editing. Yep.
All right. What's the shotgun of the week, Bowman?
Benelli 828U.
I have no idea what that is, but it's a Benelli, so I'm assuming it's pretty badass.
It's an over and under. I had the pleasure of experiencing at the gathering. And
was that the first time you shot that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's been out, but I don't think the one I played with had been out very long. Man, just the technology and me and the guy there in the Benelli booth had some. It's great when you can actually talk shotguns with something.
Well, yeah, because no one knew there were shotguns at the gathering until
it's not like I can talk shotguns with you because you ain't got a clue what I'm talking about. But
Calamine lotion, bro. Calamine,
right? But we were talking about like innovation. People, you think about innovation, right?
Yeah.
And it's like how break action shotguns. How long have they been around, right?
Yeah. What can you innovate with a break action?
Yeah, you would think, right? And holy Moses, man, we were talking. He was talking about all the stuff, all the tech that's in that Benelli 828U. From the recoil system to the way it locks up to the way the ejectors work, it's insane, man. It's crazy. You would not think, it's just an over under. It's like, yeah, but this ain't your great grandpa's over and under.
For me, the words shotgun and insane very rarely collide in the same sentence. So it's nice to hear that you're actually excited about something with shotgun. Yeah, because I mean, a shotgun's a shotgun, but obviously there's something about this Benelli that's pretty cool, or you wouldn't be so excited about it.
It's just the tech in it that makes it so cool, Yeah. You don't expect that. Like I said, you don't expect that in an over-under. Right.
We don't get a chance to do this very often because we usually have someone that we're here actually care about talking with. I don't care about these 3 guys. They're just here for the ride, so I'm just kidding. We'll get a shout out real quick, everybody. Tactical Fuds out there. What's up, Buck? Rogue's playing double duty out there. Marcus out there. This is good evening, people. What's up, Marcus? How you doing? Like I said, AWAG's here, man. I hadn't seen AWAG in a long time. Gizzard Gary, the tactical chicken himself. Yeah. Southpaw's out there. He says, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Rod's out there. I really wish it was Shelly, but we'll take Rod. He says, good evening, Ghost Squad. What's up, buddy?
I heard you do.
What's that?
I heard you do.
Doesn't everyone? I mean, I think Rod understands that everyone understands that people don't come to see him. They come to see Shelly in the booth.
I know.
That's just
don't say it out loud, though. He doesn't
know. I'm sorry, but that's my bad. Sorry, Rod. Everyone loves you, bro. We're here to see you.
It's all ruined now.
I know. He'll never bring her again. Defense Dad says yo and stuff. And once again, I do appreciate that. We here at Ghost Tackle do not require the Gear Report 3 yo minimum. We do not require. We accept all yos, single, double. We do not mandate the triple yo. So I enjoy the yo and stuff. I'll take it. Jeff would kick you out.
Yep.
I like it. I like
Jeff
it.
would block
Yo
you.
and stuff. The single yo and the double yo are we'll take them. They are accepted here. That credit card works here. Southpaw says, nice shirt. Oh, yeah. Cool. Nirvana. Can't go wrong, Nirvana.
No.
Let's see here. The fence doesn't smell like Teen Spirit in the studio. It smells like something, but it probably ain't Teen Spirit. We'll see. Anyways. Rob says, all I need to know is when you leave for work and what the security code is. I kind of like your guns. You don't have to worry about the security code, my man. There's a lot of stuff before you get to the security code that you're going to have to worry about. Anyways, Chris from the 740. And by the way, my code is Clover.
Oh, yeah, I bet it is. Yeah. That'd be the first thing people would probably guess. The first thing people would probably get above your wife's name. That's probably the first thing they guess.
I was thinking revolver or FUD gun.
Revolver or shotgun.
FUD had to be in there somewhere.
Or FUD Life. Could have been FUD Life.
FUD Life. There you go.
Yep.
Lever with 2 E's. Lever action.
Lever action.
Like that.
Lever
so action. This is so funny. I bet a comment on Clover's. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys have seen Clover's video that dropped today. If you haven't, go check it out, because talking about someone getting a rash, like, I'm not sure I don't know how he did it, but he shot a DPMS AR. So that in itself is something that gives him a rash.
Yeah.
But they loaded him up with a full mag, and he just keeps shooting. And he's like, keep looking. Is this still going? I'm like, this dude has not shot an AR for 30 rounds in a long time. I guarantee.
Yeah. Yeah. I typically run 20 rounders, man. I just like them better. You know.
Did they load him up? And he's like, is it still going? It's like,
not an advocate for magazine limit restrictions, but for me, I mean, I got way more 20 rounders than I do anything else.
Yeah. M. Gabriel's out there. Gun snobs out there. See, I like the single yo. I'm accepting the single yo for sure. We're not even going to bring this up again. I'm not. I'll put it up there, but I'm not going to say it. I'm a little pissed off about that. And that's probably a $300 hat. Well, good.
Right.
I felt bad because I just walked up and the guy was like, "Hey, you want to shoot anything?" I was like, "No, I just want a hat. I'm out of here."
I think I do. I think I picked up 2 or 3 of those. I'd have to go.
I bet you did.
I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, HK hats?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want one?
The sad thing is they're all in my trunk for a while. I could have just taken one if I would have noticed it. He had like a whole thing of hats in my car. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
All right. AWAG says mildly upset. He said mildly. I'm a little disappointed. I would say severely what I would have accepted. Mildly upset he missed me at the gathering. He went on say, yeah, I left at like 5:00 in the morning, Saturday morning, so I did not get to make it.
Yep.
And but I would have wished I saw Night Strike, and he said you were coming, so I did tell. I don't know if he told you this or not. I'm
sure
he didn't, but I did tell Night Strike and say, hey, tell him sorry, I'm going to miss him, but tell him hey for me and all that. But yeah, I left at 5:00 that morning because I had a 13-hour drive. It didn't take that long. But yeah, so I miss you too.
Right.
Yeah. Marcus says,
Cannonball Run.
Cannonball.
Something like that. I promise. It was from Atlanta to Birmingham.
It was.
I guarantee it. And then a little bit between Birmingham and Memphis for me.
Yeah.
See, you need to bring that. You need to bring that out here in Montana when we got the 80-mile-an-hour speed limits and no cops.
Who cares? Speed limit. Speed limit.
No cops.
Speed limit.
Speed limit. I hit 120 at one point.
They wasn't going to try to. They wasn't going to try to catch us.
We
they
had like 4 cars, and we were like precision blocking, and it was awesome. It was.
They were impressed. They're like, "You see those 2 little cars go by?" They're like, "It's fine. Let them go. They'll be all right."
It was
Well,
awesome.
they saw a Kia hanging with a freaking BMW and 2 Mercedes. Yeah, that's pretty impressive, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Sport
well,
Pretty
mode.
yeah,
impressive.
He had that bitch in sport mode for about 6 hours.
Guarantee you.
Marcus says, I hear from multiple LGS local gun shops around me. Starting in April, ammo is going up 5 to 15% on all calibers. NATO calibers, less pistol calibers, even more. Well, I'm assuming that's probably going to happen. I'm assuming there's some of these manufacturers sending ammo over to Ukraine and all of that.
yeah.
And they've got to, I mean, out of the goodness of their heart, they're not going to do that. They're going to make it up the money somehow that they lost. So it is what it is. Crystal agrees with me about you not getting me a hat. She said, dang, that's rude. So I don't know if that's what
I
she
feel
meant.
bad now. Like
I'm going with it. I don't know if that's what she meant, but I'm going with that.
You were up there with Ron, and I know you had to walk by at least 10 or 15 times.
Oh, I did. But like I said, I didn't even think about going to HK, not because I don't love HK. It's just there's nothing like new. And I was like, okay.
Love HK?
If I was, I do love HK.
Okay.
Like I said, but I love HK, but there was nothing new like that they've come out with. So I was like, okay, if I would have seen hats, well, yeah.
You know what they did have new? A new hat.
All right. Patriot in the Dark. What's up, homie? He says, I'm moving on. He said, good evening. What's up, brother? Josh out there. Yo, fellas, good to be here. He got the single, yo. He's been listening. He knows. Mike Sigler must be a new one. Hey, welcome to the dark side, bro. He says Kentucky here. That's awesome. Kentucky's a beautiful place. I will say this. We're not going to make you any smarter. We really just hope not to make you any dumber, but we should entertain you at least for a little while. So welcome to the dark side. Oh, and Rod says Shelly is here too. So now we're good. All
right.
Can't be any worse than South Carolina, you know.
South Carolina, I literally, when I crossed back into Georgia and my GPS says, welcome to Georgia. If I could have, I would have pulled over, stopped, and kissed the ground. I was so thankful to be on different roads. South Carolina, good people, probably awesome state to live in. The worst roads in America, like by far the worst roads in America. So I was glad to be out there.
I agree. I had the tread separate off my tire a little bit. At one point, I had a pothole so hard, and it probably helped. I was doing like 90, but it was.
You know, when you see a sign that says hump and it turns into be like a 12-foot ramp, like dead serious, like ramp. I was like, hump my ass, you know,
like Robbie Knievel.
Like if you were in a dirt bike, you're having fun, like you're jumping over buildings and shit. They call that a hump. So, guy out there says, quick, my wife bought me a Taurus Spectrum for my birth. Oh, really? That's a pretty cool wife right there. Just saying.
That is.
Pretty cool wife. Happy birthday, my man. Happy birthday. He said it's a good gun. Just got it yesterday. Yeah, it's a good gun. And happy birthday, bro. I'm looking at his profile picture, and it looks like he's a squid. We won't hold that against you. We always needed a good ride, so it's all good. And I shouldn't say that because now he just sent a $9.99 super sticker. Let's take that back. I love squids. Thank you for the $9.99. All super chats, stickers, and all that. They go to sending care packages downrange to all of our guys and gals over there. So thanks for that. I appreciate it. You're all right, Squid. You're all right. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up. I'm kind of behind a little bit. Warsaw's out there. M says, I don't even think they make hats, those hats for civilians. Probably talk about the HK hat. I don't know. Fucking these guys got them. So whatever.
Oh, they're probably scared when I walk up to the booth. They're all little guys.
So King Travi over there says, quick question. I have an 11.5-inch 5.56 AR pistol, 1-in-7 twist with the optimal grain weight for ammo for that upper. I would say 55 is probably going to be optimal for an 11.5. You could probably go.
What twist?
1-in-7.
1-in-7.
Oh man, you can run Nah,
You can run whatever, but I mean, 55 is going to be for an 11.5. You're going to get pretty good ballistics out of that with a 55. But you can probably go 70. You know what?
I don't think so. That's
I
1 in
think
7's.
you would.
1 in
I
7's
get
awful fast, man.
I understand. I get them pretty good out of my 10.5. So
1 in 7 optimal. 1 in 7 is going to be really heavy stuff. 1 in 7, I probably wouldn't run anything below probably a 72 or 75 grain or so.
72. My 55 runs great on my 10.5. So
And it's 1 in 7 or 1 in 9.
It's probably 1 in 9 though. So you're right.
Yeah,
it's probably 1 in 9.
Yeah.
You'll
spin the jacket off of the lighter stuff is what the problem you'll run into a lot of times.
Going on a Patriot says going on a day 2A of filing, cutting, and aluminum but plate adapter for my daughter's Mossberg Silver Reserve 12 gauge. Oh, there you go. Josh says, "Oh, okay, I know where you're at. A couple hours from where I'm from." I think he's probably talking to someone else. And Roz says, "What's HK?" Yeah, they're dead to me. Or at least this guy's dead to me. He's dead to me. And Gizzard says, who cares? 223's out there. What's up? Ting Ting says, "Hello, Patriots. I have a question. I have a friend in Washington State who is wanting to buy 80% in a few mags. They were just banned starting June 1. Well, if it passed, so it's not going to be effective till June 1, but I haven't read anything about will it be a grandfathered in here, or are they not acceptable at all in Washington starting? Like, if you already have them, do you have to get rid of them? Does anybody know about that? Because I'm not going to lie, I haven't read about it.
The way I understand them from Yankee, and Yankee's usually a pretty good source for that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it affects being able to sell them or order them in, but it's not like confiscation. You can't.
So it's not like a buyback or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
right.
If he's got the parts and he's got the lowers before June 1, I'm gonna have to assume I would tell him to do his own research, because don't take our word for it. But that makes sense. That makes sense that they're not going to do a mandatory buyback or confiscation or whatever. He says the question she wants to know is, can the ATF knock on the door if she buys the parts needed before that date? Chances are she's not going to knock on her door. What they're probably going to want to do is they're probably not going to look at the individual consumers a whole lot. What they're going to look at is the manufacturers. Are they shipping to Washington State at that point? So I wouldn't be, this is just me. I'm not telling you how to run your life or her life. I would say this: I would not be overly conspiratory thinking that they're going to come knock on my door. Get it? And I think they'll be fine. That's just, it is what
I think as long as you order it, as long as you have it ordered before the deadline, I think that would make more sense.
Where's my hoodie? TJ, help me out here. I don't know.
he went dark.
That's how I help you out. I have no idea on that.
All right, I need a little more context here, Crystal, just a little bit. And she agrees, and she wasn't even there, but she knows South Carolina roads suck ass.
I mean, we were up in North Carolina for a while, so when we headed to back down
drive through that shit,
the free state of Florida, we had to drive through that crap. It was ridiculous.
I would have gone through Tennessee, down through around to Georgia, and just bypass South Carolina. I'm telling you.
Yeah, 14 and a half hours or 10 and a half hours. Like,
oh my God, I'm going to go a different way next time, and just if I go back.
Right.
Guy is from Wyoming. What's up? Let's see here. And Rogue answered that question. So Oklahoma has awful roads, homie. They are the Taj Mahal of roads compared to, I will say Oklahoma does have some pretty bad highways. They got nothing on South Carolina. And I hope not to. I really don't care if I fibulate, because it's not their fault the roads are so bad, but the roads in South Carolina are god awful. All right. They do have cool names though, like Willie's Highway, Billy Bob's, and great. So Warsaw, there's no telling where this question's going, guys. So have you ever used that saw pouch I gave you? No, I've been busy, bro. I haven't even been to the range in a month, except for like range days. I haven't been to a range in over a month. So I have not. But thanks for that, anyways. I appreciate it. Send me a knife and a magazine pouch. It's pretty awesome. But I have not used a pouch. Aegis, about what is HK something I should know about? Yeah, apparently not. They're a pretty good hat company, apparently. I wouldn't know. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Guns and barbecue. The Ghost Tactical say hummo my ass. I don't think so. Okay. I don't know. We'll just see here.
You did now.
Marcus is just curious about how many of you guys have daughters that shoot better than your sons. Well, I only have a daughter, but she's a pretty good shot. So I guess I have one because I don't have a son. But Clover's daughters are pretty good shots too.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it repeatedly over and over and over and over and over in youth shooting sports. Girls are how to shoot boys all day long.
Yeah. Rogue, what about you?
No kids. All my kids are four-legged.
That's right. Well, any female dogs shoot better than the male?
No, but I will tell you.
That could be
it's
cool.
funny. I was telling the story earlier
It's a
today.
great YouTube video, by the way.
Yeah, what did
They can dodge better.
Yeah. My
wife
wife when she
can dodge a ball.
My wife when she shot her first competition, she was upset because she was like next to last in women's class. I go, did you look at the overall rankings between men and women? She's like, no. I go, you outshot 2/3 of the men.
That's gonna happen. Yeah. Stan's out there. What's up, homie? I'm gonna miss seeing Stan in April. Actually, this coming weekend, is it not? For Wanamaker, is it this weekend?
This weekend.
Yeah.
Are you going, TJ?
No.
I can't make it either.
I'm swamped. There's no way I can do it this time.
I understand.
Fall though.
I'll be there in November for sure.
Yeah, November definitely.
Crystal says Shelly got her nice hoodie, and I said you were seeing TJ, and I wanted one. I can tell you where you can get them. Spreadshirt. I don't have them. They're like it's through a Spreadshirt store. Like you can order whatever hoodie and whatever design you want. Just go to ghosttactical.us, hit shirt store or Spreadshirt, whatever the tab is. And that'll take you to the store. You can get whatever logo. Yeah, I'd give you one if I had them, but I don't keep them on hand. I definitely would give them one to you, but. I'll put it this way. I would have given it to TJ. Whether or not it made it to you is not up to me. So obviously he's not about giving people apparel or clothing.
Straight on the Gear Report store. That's it.
Gear Report eBay, baby. Buck's not going to be able to make it to Wanamaker this year either. April. I think things are kind of getting back to normal for a lot of people, so they're busy. It is what it is. Defense Dad says that his daughter outshoots her brother. And I caught up. Stan says I've already booked a room for November. Awesome. Nice. Wes is out there. I'm sure Clover will see Wes this weekend. He's always there. He lives there, so he'll see Wes this weekend.
Should probably book for November now. It'd be probably better off.
Well, apparently the hotel that we usually stay at, which we're not saying the name of it because we don't want people to know, but the hotel, not because we don't want people to come see us, it's just we don't want them to take our rooms.
We don't want you to come see us either.
That's yeah. He said that. Apparently Clover said they were booked. So
really
booked up.
He had to find a different one.
Yep.
So
Yep.
All right. So everybody knows every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. Was it Thursday, Saturday, and Monday? I think this was Thursday, Saturdays, and Mondays at 10 a.m. on our YouTube community tab. We run our polls, and we have a little fun with them and all that. So let's go check out the polls from this week. The first one was a few days ago, has 1.3 thousand votes. Best kind of potato chip of the following. Original flavor, barbecue, sour cream and onion, or salt and vinegar. Rogue, what's your choice?
That's a tough one because it depends on my mood. But if I had to
Quit
go with
being
that,
a little bitch and just pick one.
if I
It all
had to
depends
choose
on
one,
what I'm drinking, what the temperature
that's
is.
right. That's right. Cold, I kind of like the salt and vinegar, No, I would say regular because you can always use dip.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. My wife picked original too, which she likes Lay's. She likes her favorite, like the Pringles original. She likes. I don't mind original, but I'm not an original guy. But TJ, what about you?
Barbecue.
Okay,
hands down, barbecue.
Hands down, he says. Wow.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'll take barbecue over anything. I mean, there's a sweet heat barbecue which I like, and then if I can find it, if not, regular barbecue.
I tell you what, I tried something by accident this weekend, and it kind of surprised me after I'd taken a couple chips. I was going to just went to the gas station real quick because I was looking hungry at work. I just went and grabbed a bucket of chips, and I grabbed what I thought was a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. I grabbed the Flaming Hot Cool Ranch Doritos.
Those are good,
and they are really good. Now, once you get over the initial shock of, oh shit, this is a Flaming Hot Ranch, which I wasn't expecting, like really good. So that's gonna go into the rotation. I think the Flaming Hot Cool Ranch, really good. Really good.
Put it right there with the taquitos or the Takis.
Yeah,
those things got some fire to them.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff down here that are fire. But like I said, I saw the blue bag, assuming that was Cool Ranch. Pop, 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 pop. Woo! How you doing? All right. This is Flaming Hot Cool Ranch.
You were partially right.
Yeah, it was good. Like once you're like expecting it, really good. Clove, what about you? What's your favorite potato chip flavor?
Well, as far as standalone, I'd go barbecue. But if you're talking about adding them to a burger or a sandwich or something like that, which I quite often like to do because I like the texture and the crunch.
I only eat sandwiches with potato chips on there.
You can't beat, for me, you can't beat just a regular potato chip. I don't want any flavors overpowering. I just want the crunch more and the salt more than anything. So
if you ever get a chance to, I always ran like regular Lay's on my sandwiches. I haven't had a sandwich without potato chips on. That's a lot better, you asshole. A lot better. Nice hat. But yeah, I've always run potato chips, and usually most people just have like regular potato chips. But if you have a choice, and if you ever tried like a club sandwich, like or a ham sandwich or something from Subway, and you run salt and vinegar chips on your sandwich, you won't go back. I'm telling you, salt and vinegar chips on a sandwich are really, really good. Really good. Guns and Barbecue says, I knew this leprechaun was a good guy. He's got you all fooled. He doesn't care about what you think of him. He doesn't care one bit. It's all good. No, for me, it's salt and vinegar. And I'd probably go barbecue as like my number 2, but salt and vinegar. I could eat salt and vinegar chips. Just bring it on. I love it. This poll, by the way, 1.3 thousand votes, is hands down the closest poll we've ever had. Ever.
Really?
It's crazy. In first place with 27% of the vote is barbecue. Original is at 26%. Sour cream and onion is at 25%, and salt and vinegar at 23%. We've never had a poll where it was that close. Yeah.
Everybody loves chips, though.
Defense Dad says, we had Red Robin today for lunch. They have this new thing with brisket, beer cheese, pickles, and onions over homemade chips. That sounds pretty good, actually.
Now I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm. Making hamburgers in there, hamburger steaks. Oh, can't wait. Ting Ting says salt and vinegar on a sandwich, but salt and pepper is the best. I honestly don't know if I've ever had like a salt and pepper chip. I bet that would be kind of good, though. Have you ever seen salt and pepper chips? I've never seen salt and pepper chips.
Yeah. Chips. Yeah, the cracked pepper, corn chips, or salt and pepper chips.
I guess I just don't pay attention, so I don't. I'm one of those guys. Like once I find what I like, I kind of just stick with it. So
every time.
Yeah.
Dang it, I muted. Since we're talking chips, how many of the weird Lay's flavors did y'all eat when they were doing that weird
I ate
run?
most of them. There were a couple that I refused to try
Mhm.
because there was a couple that just sounded rank. But I tried a lot of them.
The biscuits and gravy were off the chain good.
I don't see those.
God.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Those.
They were so good. Once you get over the weirdness of biscuits and gravy that are crunchy, it was pretty amazing.
I would have tried those for sure if I didn't see those. But my favorite was the taco chips. Did you try the taco ones?
Yeah.
Those were pretty good.
Yeah.
Those were good. Bob's out there. Holy cow. I hadn't seen Bob in a while. We'll still cross with the RV because I can. There you go. Good seeing you, Bob. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Guns and Barbecue agrees. But I never saw those. I would definitely want to try. But my favorite, the ones that I tried, were probably the taco. Can't get wrong with a good taco chip. Our next one is more food related. Favorite candy bar: Snickers, Nestle Crunch, Three Musketeers, Slim Jim, inside joke, or other. And I got some hate in the comments on the Slim Jim. Obviously, they do not follow too closely because they would have known over the last 4 years that that's a great inside joke. Ooh, Crystal said the dill. The dill were pretty good too. The dill pickle ones. Those are.
She likes
good.
the dill.
Yeah, I bet she does. Oh, I'm sorry. I got hates over the Slim Jim, so that was fun in itself. That was. I knew that I was going to get some hate, but the hate was strong with this one.
I saw the choices. I was like, ooh. It'll be fun.
And I got a lot of comments for like M&Ms and Reese's. Love M&Ms. Love Reese's, but they're not candy bars. They're candy. They're chocolate, but they're not candy bars.
I'm a gummy bear person. I love anything gummy bears, but
you know
candy
me.
bars.
Gummy bears, Kit Kats.
Yeah.
And see, I don't even consider a Kit Kat a candy bar. I mean, I guess that's closer than a Reese's, but I mean, it was built. It's literally built to, break away.
Wasn't it? That's the candy bar with the cookie crunch, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now Twix was mentioned, but there's two of them, so it's not really candy bar. If it was one, if one came in there, but there was a lot of those. But yeah, Slim Jim got a lot of hate in the comments.
Well, you can get Twix and Kit Kats in a single. They're the 100-calorie whatever things. They do make those.
That's fair. That's fair. Weston says Reese's has bars now. I haven't seen those. I bet that'd be probably pretty good. I almost put Butterfinger because occasionally I like a good Butterfinger. So you stop it. Stop it. Jason, stop it. It's not funny. Anyways, so let's start with Clover. Favorite of those, or just tell me your favorite candy bar because we can use the other. So, what's your favorite candy, like actual candy bar? What's your favorite candy bar?
Well, the one I eat the most, you're not going to be able to. It's not on the list. So,
whatchamacallit?
I'm a diva quite often, so I've got to go Snickers because it's just what you got to have when you're a diva.
It's for lunch or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever they say it is.
But no, I'm a Reese's person.
Really?
I mean, like the peanut butter Reese's, and especially holiday time. I'm a big stickler with Reese's though, because some of that stuff, the ratio of peanut butter to chocolate in Reese's is horrible. Like the big huge Santa Claus at Christmas time would be amazing, and then you cut into it, and it's like 3 inches of chocolate shell and like a little squirt of peanut butter. Yeah, you're like, what is this crap? I like the peanut butter. So, the peanut butter lovers, if you haven't ever had those, basically they omit the top layer of chocolate, and that's also peanut butter. So those are pretty good.
Pretty good. Guns and Barbecue, kind of what I was thinking earlier today. Check that out. GunTuber Academy just had a new live video. I thought GunTuber Academy was like done. But yeah, I even called Flores. I didn't know you were still doing that. He goes, it's been SHOT Show and beyond has been really busy. I'll give him that. So, but I'll go watch that later on. Rogue, what about you? Favorite candy bar?
So I don't eat candy bars anymore, but when I did, it was the Reese's Fast Break.
The Fast Break. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's Fast Break. So it's basically a Reese's just in a candy bar with like a nougat on the bottom.
Interesting. Interesting.
I'm with Clover. I love peanut butter.
Oh, same here. I could live on peanut butter and bread if you wanted me to. And there's nothing better than a peanut butter sandwich with ice cold milk. Oh, that's just as good as it gets. There's a lot of things better than that, but it's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. All right. TJ, what about you? I know you got yourself a favorite candy bar.
It wasn't on the list. Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth, yeah. There's so many good ones. It was hard to put a list.
I mean, Baby Ruth, but Snickers. I voted for Snickers, but
yeah, a lot of people mention Milky Way. And I totally forgot about Milky Way. Milky Way is a big favorite.
You forgot some great candy bars.
My favorite growing up was the whatchamacallit. I don't know if you guys remember those or not.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like a Nestle Crunch almost. But yeah, whatchamacallits were great. The Divas are winning with 48%. The Snickers is winning at 48%. Other is 21%. And I think a lot of those were just hate mails for the Slim Jim, honestly.
Probably.
Three Musketeers and Slim Jim are tied at 11%. Slim Jim got more votes than Nestle Crunch. Just saying. Nestle Crunch got 9% of the vote. But yeah, the vast majority of the comments were hate mail with the Slim Jim.
That's so funny.
Clark Bar, Butterfinger. I love me a good Butterfinger every now and then. My wife loves Mr. Goodbar. Mr. Goodbars are pretty good too.
Is that your nickname?
He damn straight.
Yeah, it's like I was looking at the list. I was like, all right, there's no Baby Ruth, there's no the Butterfingers, the whatchamacallits, I was like, I eat them all. I love sugar.
I'm not a chocolate guy. I don't. I mean, I don't eat chocolate. I have to be in the mood. Now I like brownies and like chocolate cake and chocolate like ice cream, but like chocolate bars, I don't hardly ever eat them. I know what, probably Kit Kat would probably be my favorite if I had to choose one like now.
Yeah.
I could always eat a Kit Kat. I could always be in the mood for a Kit Kat. So it's
I eat a lot of the sugary bars and the candy bars when I'm like running from job to job because it's quick and easy, it's filling. Whereas a 2-pound bag of gummy bears is it's delicious, love it.
If I pick favorite candy, it's going to be a gummy bear. It's going to be Bear 1. In a close second would be Sour Patch Kids, which are basically sour gummy bears. So let's be real.
So have you tried the watermelon ones?
No. Have you tried the blueberry gummy bears?
Oh yeah.
A little bit of heaven. Heaven.
Gummy fare. Gotta love it.
Oh man. Now Defense Dad said Cadbury cream eggs. Those are pretty good.
Pop Rocks.
You said Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks. Who hasn't had Pop Rocks? Pop Rocks and Coke will cause a little chemical reaction in the old mouth, if you know what I mean. Coca-Cola. Pop Rocks and Coca-Cola. Hey,
Isn't that how Mikey died? Wasn't that the urban legend was Mikey died from?
Very well could be. Very well could be. Hey, Risa. Yeah. Hey, those chocolate eggs we get for Easter, what are those? Every Easter, we find these little eggs at Walmart. They're just chocolate with like an M&M covered shell. But is it Nestle? Oh, she's gonna bring it to me. How to open these up on air? Oh, these are so good. I could actually. This is one of the very few chocolate things that I can literally just eat.
You can eat right in front of us. I changed
Cadbury. They're Cadbury, but they're the mini eggs. Oh, Cadbury mini eggs. These things. All right. We're gonna have to open it up. Put these off on the side, but but they're just little eggs and they're just chocolate. Oh, they're so good. Milk chocolate. Damn good. Wow. All right. And our third question. Yep. What? Thought I heard something. Sorry. Excuse me. Our last question has over 1,000 votes. Best sub gun ever. HK MP5, the Uzi, the P90, the MP7, or other. Rogue, what's the best sub gun out there?
I want to say HK, but I think I'm going to go with the MP5. But
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with the P90 just because it looks badass.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty badass. Not as good as the MP5, but it looks better than the MP5.
That's the only reason why I'm going to say that. I would take an MP5 over it any day for function, but just for looks, yeah.
Yep. TJ, what about you? Favorite sub gun?
The 5. You know.
You're back in good graces, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Flo, what about you? You gonna go with like a bullpup shotgun or something? You're muted.
Break action bullpup shotgun.
No. Uzi, man. Uzi. Yeah.
So I got a lot of comments and I totally forgot about it. People were saying, what about the Thompson? I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Like Thompson's like the original sub gun, right? I mean, in today's standards, it would have been the original sub gun. And I was thinking, okay, so if I would have put Thompson instead of like the other, and I literally had the Thompson as a choice, I would have loved to have seen, because obviously, let's just real quick, MP5, it's hands down. Let's just quit kidding yourselves, anyone out there. But 61% with the MP5, 18% with the MP7, Uzi at 9%, P90 at 8%, and other at 3%. But I started thinking, if I would have put the Thompson as an actual choice, I still think the MP5 wins, but I don't think it's that big of it. I think a lot of people, for nostalgic reasons, probably pick the Thompson just because it's a badass looking gun too. But I totally forgot about the Thompson when I did that poll. So hard to get.
I think there would have been still a pretty good gap between the MP5 and the Thompson.
But it second place, it goes 61% to 18%. I don't think it would have been that drastic, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it would. But yeah. Yeah. MP7 came in second place. I don't think the MP7 is cool. I don't think it comes in second place. The Thompson is a choice. So
yeah, I think Thompson would have definitely hit second.
What color wax tastes best? Everyone knows that grape does.
Grape.
The grape colored crayons are the best. It was so funny. I almost fell down rolling during the basketball tournament. They're having these commercials going on, and I don't remember her name, but she was the hairdresser from Legally Blonde, like the ditzy one that like had to go. They had to go get the dog back from her ex-husband. If you guys remember that, she's in a commercial, and she's like. It's like Uber Eats, and like, well, you can eat anything from Uber Eats, and it's like lipstick and all that. And she takes a bite of the lipstick, just tastes like purple. Like, and I was like, she gets it. She understands. It tastes like purple. It's a great lipstick that tastes like purple. Very few people get that. So yeah. Yeah, it would have been interesting to go with the Thompson. I totally forgot about the Thompson. That's just me. I should have had that on there because probably the original. It wasn't meant to be a sub gun, you know, obviously, but I mean, it's the original sub gun, you know. Is she yelling at me?
She's on a slight delay, so it's like I'm listening. I'm here, and then I'm trying to mute it and listening to her on the back, and she's yelling and screaming.
Brandon's still trying to figure out why crayons don't taste like grape. They don't. Mine do. You got some generic shit, man. You got to go get the real Crayola. The Crayola.
Yep. Yeah, don't be getting those weird brands. You got to get the name brand, not the off brands. Can't be getting dollar store crayons.
Damn straight. Ladies, sorry. Very few times people actually kept me off guard. That was a good one. We have wasted 50 minutes of your lives. Guys, this is 50 minutes you're not getting back. But wait, there's more. So, last week, March 24th, the greatest movie in the history of cinema turned 50 years old. The Godfather turned 50 years old last week. So I wanted to bring up The Godfather and say, does anyone here not think that that's the greatest movie ever? And if not, you're dead to me, first of all. But two, what is your favorite movie? So I'm going to start with Clover, because he's going to say like fucking Leprechaun 4, you know, The Bitch Is Back is like the greatest movie ever, or something like that.
Whatever. I'm not going to argue. I won't argue The Godfather. It's up there for sure.
It's definitely within like you can name off 2 or 3. It's definitely among like the Forrest Gumps, The Godfather. I mean, there's 3 or 4 Wizard of Oz or whatever. There's 3 or 4 that like are the greatest ever people will consider, but that's definitely one of them.
One that may or may not be, it's definitely top 10, maybe top 5 for me. I don't know. Is Zombieland?
Yeah.
We're
funny ass movie.
If we're gonna throw in, if you're gonna get into some more modern movies, anyway, man, I can watch it over and over and over, and I don't get tired of it.
Rod says Heat. So that very well could have one of the best / most realistic like gunfights like ever. That gunfight scene in Heat's pretty amazing. Let's be real. Ting Ting says we are getting old. Yes, we are. Wes said that it's for sure top 5 or top 10. I think it's a top 5. For me, it's my favorite. It's one of those. There's only a handful of movies for me that are like remote droppers. Like no matter like when you turn it on the TV, I don't care if it's just 5 minutes left or it's just started or an hour left. Like you see it, okay. Drop the remote. We're gonna finish however long we've got. And I can only name about a handful of those movies that actually takes place with. So, but yeah, AWAC said Sicario. Both Sicarios are pretty badass. Let's be real. Just Godfather. I mean, there's so many people that probably even haven't seen Godfather, the younger generation, but know half the lines because they're so iconic. Like people know half of the script, but they have no idea why they know those lines. So, Defense Dad says his favorite all-time movie is Dune. Don't judge me. I don't judge. Dune was pretty cool. I'm assuming he's talking about the original, not the new one.
I'm hoping he's talking about the original.
I heard the new one was. I haven't seen it, but I heard the new one wasn't very good. But yeah,
we just watched it over the weekend and. They didn't finish the movie. There's a part 2 to finish the movie.
Oh, really?
Well, of course.
It's like after like 2 hours of watching this movie, they didn't even finish it.
There you go. That's fair. He's going OG, old school, but that's fair. I'm not going to. Debbie does Dallas. He says that's fair. I'll accept that answer. TJ, favorite all-time movie?
Oh, I mean, I don't want to get in your bad graces. Godfather's number 1. And then, but yeah, as you're talking remote droppers, where I'm like, I love like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I just like.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, like stuff like that, where I'm like, all right, boom, I'm done. I'm gonna sit here. I don't care where it's at in the movie. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. That's a great one. Were you a John Wayne fan at all?
Crystal is. I'm more of a. I like Clint Eastwood.
I was more of a Clint Eastwood guy, but one of my favorite Western.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite westerns was Rio Bravo, and it was John Wayne and Dean Martin, Ricky Nelson. That's one of my favorite. I remember watching that as a kid with my dad, my grandpa, and all that. But that's one of my favorite westerns. But if I had to choose, I'm probably choosing Eastwood westerns over John Wayne's. But yeah, Rio Bravo is one of my favorite westerns. That was a great one.
Yeah, I get a little soft spot. I like the westerns like that. And I mean, realistically, I've got a weird sense of movie taste. I love the old,
same here,
like the old kung fu movies where they dubbed in and they do all their own stunts. Anything like that is like I'm watching. I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I have a weird sense, but Godfather #1. Don't kick me off the show.
No, I'll go through my top 2 or 3 here in a minute. Rogue. What about you?
Godfather's up there, but for me, my #1 is Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh snap! I never ever thought that would ever come out.
That's a good one. Yeah,
it's a great movie, but when you start talking about great, I mean,
that's one of the remote droppers for me. I mean, it's not a great piece of cinema. It entertains me, and I just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned one earlier, or in passing, you mentioned a word, and that's Cannonball Run.
Yeah,
I think is another good one.
Oh yeah,
the Cannonball Run side, Every Which Way But Loose, the Smoking the Bandits of the world.
Oh God, I mean,
those are all. I mean, if I see I don't consider it one of my top 5 movies, but Smoking the Bandit is definitely a remote dropper. I mean,
yeah,
it's a remote drop movie.
Yeah,
it's not a great movie, but it's a great movie. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much anything from Mel Brooks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles, good one.
Blazing Saddles.
Great movie. Spaceballs is my favorite of his.
Yeah,
Robin Hood, Men in
Tights.
Men in
Tights. That's
Chappelle, and it's just my God, it's just.
Yeah, that was a good one too. My God, yeah.
If you look at, I'm on the West.
He's made a million movies, and they're all decent in their own right.
Yeah. I was watching last night. I had forgot. I was just slipping through, and the new, the Nick Cage Gone in 60 Seconds was on, and I'm like, I hadn't seen that in a while. Why not? And I had forgot Chappelle was in that. Like,
oh shit, I forgot that too. Yeah,
like, he was in that.
Yeah, he was super young, but yeah, he was. And I'm like, oh, hey, check it out. And you forget all the movies that Chappelle's been in.
Oh yeah, when he was first starting out, he was in everything he could get in. That's how he was going to make money.
He's just the GOAT, as far as comedy, right? And it's like you forget sometimes, like, hey, he was in a lot of movies too.
Yeah. Crystal must be like 10 minutes behind. She just all of a sudden just threw in there John Wayne.
She is.
Hit live. When she finally hears that, she's like 10 minutes from now, she'll hear that. And she's like, oh, live. Oh.
Like, it's not live anymore. It's over. What's going on?
Yeah, show's over. Yeah, no.
I've noticed for some reason when I jump onto, as far as watching a live stream on YouTube, and I don't know if it's a setting, I got to go look. I don't know what's up. But I can click on, like if I went over, because I don't have the YouTube side of this up, but if I brought it up right now, it would start from the beginning. It wouldn't jump in.
Even though we're still live?
Yeah. And I don't know why it's doing that, but it's weird.
Done that.
It's weird because I jump into live streams. It's like so-and-so goes live, and it's like literally 5 minutes later. And I jump in, and it's like, well, I guess we're live. We'll start the show. And I'm like, am I in replay? Did they only go for 5? What? Oh,
if it's G-Webs, it very well could have only.
Well, that's true, but I'm talking about beyond G-Webs. Yeah.
No, it might be a setting because I've never had that happen, but it very well could be a setting somewhere.
Yeah.
And then again, there are glitches in YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
I dare you.
It's a small platform that they control everything, but they'll get there one day. They'll get the glitches figured out.
She watches. I think between Facebook and YouTube, there's a delay sometimes.
The conversation Crystal's having is hilarious. I don't know if she realizes she's 10 minutes behind, but it's hilarious. She's now bringing up TJ ignored our house catching on fire, watching the good, bad, the ugly. It's 10 minutes late, but it's still a beautiful antidote. So great.
It did. The chimney caught on fire. We were watching the. Actually, it wasn't good, bad, and the ugly. It was Hang 'em High.
Oh,
It's Hang 'em High. And we were watching. I was like, it was one of those. It was late at night. I was tired, but it was on. So I was like, I'm watching it. All of a sudden, I was like, man, it got light out really quick.
So I obviously know what your choice is going to be. So I'm going to ask this between Rogue and Clover.
There you go.
Good, bad, and the ugly. Outlaw Josie Wales.
Outlaw Josie Wales.
That's my. I love Good, Bad, and the Ugly, but
I do too. But Outlaw Josie Wales.
That's my number 2 favorite Western behind Rio Bravo. Actually, I might beat him my number 3 because I totally forgot. My favorite, y'all are going to laugh at me. My favorite Western of all time is Silverado. That's I love Silverado. But yeah, if my favorite Eastwood Western is Josie Wales. And I know it's, there's a lot of people that would, that would probably be a 50-50 split almost. Clover, what about you? Josie Wales or Good, Bad, and the Ugly?
I think I go Josie Wales.
Oh. Okay, here's another one. No, you are not. There is no way in hell you're on live. Let's see if she answers me.
She's been drinking.
10 minutes later, you're here.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna get beat here in a little while.
Yeah, you are.
Not in a good way.
So, go with me on this one, TJ. You're gonna have to go with me on this one.
All right,
Josie Wales. Okay, great one. Great one.
Right.
Great over here. Katie Elder over here. John Wayne. Right. Which one are you going with?
I'm still Josie
Elder. Okay. Okay.
Still Josie Wales.
Okay, that's okay. That's good. Josie Wales, Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid. Because here's the thing.
I forget about like all these. You know, I've seen like, but how many movies do we watch in our lifetime that we forget about?
It is, but I don't consider Butch Cassidy as a Western.
It kind of is.
I mean, it's in that niche, but I don't consider it a Western. If you were saying a better movie, I think that Butch Cassidy is a better movie than Josie Wales. But if you're going best Western, I choose Josie Wales. Because what'd she say?
She's yelling.
You're not live.
Yeah, Crystal, simmer down out there.
We're down out there.
Hold on.
See, she's in Memorex. Is it live or is it Memorex?
It's like, I'm in the next room watching live. No, sweetheart, you are not. You might be now. Rogue, Josie Wales, Butch Cassidy. I know that's tough, isn't it?
That's a tough one. I mean, I think I'm still gonna have to go Josie Wales just because.
That's fair. Hey,
I watched that more, but I like Butch Cassidy though.
Yeah, Clover. What about you?
I think Josie Wales still. Yeah.
The two, and I say newer, I'm going to say in the last 30, 40 years, the newer genre, the new school Western classics. Okay. Silverado, Unforgiven. Both great modern Westerns. See, there's no way in hell she's live.
Unforgiven. On those.
You say Unforgiven? It's tough. I picked Silverado, but man, that Unforgiven's pretty good. Rogue, what about you?
You know, I'm gonna take Silverado just because it's a little more lighthearted, but Unforgiven is just a. I mean, if you just want to get down and dirty with you know the person itself, it's Unforgiven.
But then if you're going to talk modern westerns, Tombstone.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And that's on a pedestal for me. Like it's way like up there by it's like don't even compare anything else.
Tombstone,
Let's just talk
you
about
can
everything
compare
below.
that. I forgot about Tombstone. Tombstone's one of those you can compare with the all-time great westerns.
Yeah.
And my reason is this. I will go, and Clover has heard me bitch about this, but I will go down on the record saying the biggest injustice of the Oscars in the history of the world is Val Kilmer not winning an Oscar for Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. Yeah.
Literally one of the greatest performances on film ever. Yep. Amazing. The Doc Holliday literally was he was the best part of the movie. Man. And how he didn't win. Who won?
Oh, well. But that's what gets me is you have somebody that plays a great character like that, and you're like, he was that character. He made that character, and it's like. To
me, I mean, there are some people that probably never heard of Doc Holliday. They probably heard of Wyatt Earp. They might not have ever heard, especially younger kids that never ever heard of Doc Holliday. And like, for me, like when I think Doc Holliday, the first thing I think of is Val Kilmer. Like hands down, bar none. Like in my mind, that is Doc Holliday.
Yep.
So
no one can ever play Doc Holliday.
He didn't even get a nomination, by the way.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So it's not like he lost to somebody else, and I don't know what year it was, but no, he never was nominated.
He was not nominated. He didn't even win. He didn't even win an MTV award for that. Okay, so now even I figured he was at least nominated. That's yeah, okay.
Crazy talk.
Probably some foreign film.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it.
You know, it was so funny as Clover and I were talking a while ago. This is, I don't know, a long time ago, but you know, I pride myself in not being a Brad Pitt fan. I just don't like Brad Pitt as an actor. He's probably a pretty cool guy. He's going to be a pretty cool guy in real life. But I always thought I'm not a big fan of Brad Pitt. My wife's like, bullshit. She's like, one of your favorite all-time movies is 12 Monkeys. And the reason why I like 12 Monkeys is Brad Pitt was phenomenal. If you've ever seen Brad Pitt playing 12 Monkeys, that dude plays crazy as good as anybody plays crazy. And then she starts, well, you like this, you like that, you like this, you like that. I'm like, God damn, I'm a fan of Brad Pitt. Like you look at it, it's like he's really, and I don't know if it's him or he knows how to pick roles in movies. Like most Brad Pitt movies are good. I hate to say it, but they're all pretty damn good. And he's pretty good at most of them. Like River Runs Through It or whatever it was. He was amazing in that. I mean, it's just like, okay, man, I guess I'm a Brad Pitt fan.
Matt Damon's another one like that. That then he catches.
I've always liked Matt Damon. You know, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
man, he's in so many good ones. It's like,
like one of my favorite Matt Damon's movies is The Martian. I know a lot of people don't like. I think that's a great movie. You know, not a great all time, but it's a great movie. And obviously, there are parts of it. I would say, I guess it is a great movie. It's not one of my favorite movies, but I love a lot of the scenes. And oh hell, the one that he wrote won the Oscar for with Ben Affleck.
Good Will
Hunting. Yeah, I like it because of Robin Williams. I think that's one of Robin Williams' favorite. That and Dead Poet Society are my two favorite Robin Williams roles. When he was serious,
not even funny movie.
That dude went to Juilliard. That dude knows how to freaking act. He did. But yeah, the scenes between Matt Damon and Robin Williams in their sessions were amazing. But yeah, Matt Damon's one of those. There's a lot of people that I'll sit there and say, I just don't like him. And then I start thinking about the movies. I'm like, I really do like him. Like, I'm not a big Costner fan, but I love Field of Dreams. I love Tin Cup. I love Bull Durham. I love For the Love of the Game, and I'm absolutely love Yellowstone. I'm like, crap. Okay, I didn't like Waterworld, and I didn't like Dances with.
No. Nobody liked Waterworld.
Besides those two movies, I guess I'm a Costner fan.
I liked Waterworld.
Never
I thought it was all right.
Really?
One person liked Waterworld.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't even a contest, Rogue. Not even.
Come on.
As $1 Million Baby or Gran Torino. Get the hell off my lawn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gran Torino.
Yeah, that's just an awesome movie.
Amazing.
I actually
movie.
think that's got to be his best.
Get off.
I don't know that, but
I think it's got to be his best.
Man, there was just so many great movies.
Yeah,
I watched it. Okay, let's not overstate what I'm getting ready to say. I'm not saying it's one of the best all-time movies. If you just want to laugh your ass off and feel good about life, one of the best movies ever to do that is Space Cowboys. If you've never seen Space Cowboys, do yourself a favor and find it and watch it immediately. James Gardner, you've got Tommy Lee Jones, Clint Eastwood, and Kiefer's dad, Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland might be the best character in that movie.
Oh yeah.
But my God, that is one of these. Please go watch Space Cowboy. You're welcome. Mandatory carry, $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. One of the best movies just to have fun with, just to absolutely just laugh your ass off the whole time.
Yeah,
when they're doing the train stuff,
I like to be entertained.
Yes, and the whole sequence of them going through the preliminary training, you're not going to stop laughing for about half an hour.
Running on the track.
Oh my God! And sitting like they're sitting like the insurer over there, and they sit the baby. Oh my God! It was
to old gummers in space.
Oh, just great movie. Clint Eastwood's best role. Gran Torino's up there. Probably number 2 for me. I love Musgunny Highway for obvious reasons, but
yeah.
Even if I were green, I would love Heartbreak Ridge. I think that's a great movie. He plays that role great. But we're talking about Josie Wales. We're talking about, I mean, there is some
Dirty Harry Callahan, man. Right. I don't know that he ever
Dirty Harry. How can you not like Dirty Harry? You know,
Dirty Harry.
So split
That's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
So say one of his
movies were not very
modern
good.
Movie.
Character great. What's that now?
We'll split it out. Say from newer to older.
So like in the 60s, Josie Wales.
Yeah.
70s, absolutely. Probably Dirty Harry.
Yep.
80s, gotta go with Heartbreak Ridge. Was Gran Torino 90s or was that early 2000s?
I thought that was 2000s.
Okay, so 90s. I wonder what he was in the 90s that was good. I'm sure he had something that was great in the 90s. Space Cowboys might have been in the 90s. That might be the one in the 90s because I love it. Rogues on it. Yeah, Google food. Yeah, Google
going
food,
on IMDb.
I've got too many drinks and food in the way to type anything.
Defense Dad says every which way but loose. I had a truck named Clyde because of that movie. That's great. That's great.
We have 90s. You have Bridges of Madison County.
No.
In the Line of Fire. There you go. Unforgiven.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
92.
There you go.
Unforgiven.
Was the 90s movie. Yep, that was a 90s movie.
There you go.
For sure. What year was Space Cowboys was in the 90s
2000.
Too,
2000.
Oh, shit, that's a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That was 22 years ago. It was a long time ago, but yeah. Okay. Unforgiven. Yep. 90s movie for sure. Yep. Yeah, that was good. Gran Torino. Yeah, I would not be able to argue with someone that would say that was his best role.
Yeah, it was a well-played role.
I think it was well played. I think it was also well written.
Yeah, he wrote and directed that, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he wrote that as well. I know he directed.
I think he did
he
too.
I think he's won a shit ton of Oscars as a director, hadn't he? Also, like that dude's
Probably.
like, I mean, good Lord. Yeah, we went off on a tangent on that. Kevin Costner, you are not live, and don't tell me she's on Kevin Costner still, DJ.
Listen, Coors Light does amazing things to people.
I understand. She says Kevin Costner's made. He's also happens to be a Delta Chi.
One of my fraternity brothers.
Were you a Delta Chi? Oh, well, that makes sense.
I know. I still don't like Waterworld, so I don't care.
Good for you. That was a shitty movie. Dances with Wolves. People say that was a great movie. I never finished it, so I don't know. That thing at the time was like the longest movie ever. I just got bored. It's like I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I got to be entertained throughout the whole movie. If there's not something going on and I doze off, I'm done.
Damn it, Patriot. He brings up modern westerns. Young Guns. Young Guns was a good modern western.
Yeah, great ensemble cast.
Yeah. Oh man. I forgot about Young Guns. I haven't seen that in a while. I need to watch that.
You're like, let's go back. Who's got that? Hulu, Netflix? What's going on?
I'll go back. I guarantee and say Young Guns streaming and see where it pops up. So I got most
exactly. You're like Paramount Plus. Damn it, I don't have a subscription.
I have that.
I have that too.
I got a TV. The only
TV
show that I actually watch is only on Paramount Plus.
Really? Crystal has a bunch of them she watches.
SEAL Team's on Paramount Plus. It's not. It's not on CBS anymore. They went to Paramount Plus, which was really weird because I forgot it was on Paramount Plus. This new season was, and all of a sudden they're like dropping F-bombs like normal military people would. I'm like, God, what? CBS has got real. I said, oh, it's not CBS. It's on Paramount Plus. I was like, this is awesome. You know,
anything on regular TV now. This is great.
Yeah. All right. The Patriot, Braveheart.
Yep.
Oh,
which one? For me, it's hands down. Both great movies, but Braveheart. For me, it's hands down at Braveheart, and I'll tell you what. Go. You thinking Patriot? Okay. TJ, what about you? Braveheart or Patriot?
Oh, Braveheart.
Clover.
Probably Braveheart. Yeah.
Clover knows this story. They're both great movies. Braveheart will always have a special place in my heart because the first time I saw it, it was the experience. We had just come back to Japan from being somewhere for a while, and for bringing us back, they opened up. There's like 300 of us in there. And kind of a welcome home thing, they made it free for us. They opened up the on-base theater. So one little one-screen theater there at Camp Hansen, opened up the theater for us. And I'm not so sure it was the smartest thing in the world, but brought in 300 Marines that had been gone for about 4 or 5 months and threw Braveheart on. Needless to say, we absolutely trashed that theater because if that is like the greatest movie experience I've ever had, was everyone was just like, I was like, oh my, it was awesome. It was amazing. It was amazing. Braveheart was great. Patriot in its own right, phenomenal. I cried a little bit more at Patriot than I did at Braveheart, and I don't like having to cry in movies, so I'm gonna go with Braveheart. When the little girl says Papa in Patriot, like if your heart doesn't melt, like the girl that hadn't spoken since the mom died, the little 5-year-old girl, when he's leaving and she's like, Papa, like if your heart doesn't melt, if you have a daughter and your heart doesn't melt, then you're dead inside. So yeah, I don't like to have to cry. I have to like to cry in a movie. Foss, Mighty Mouse out there, $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So yeah. Braveheart, they're both great. Braveheart's probably my favorite. I could watch Braveheart over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's not because of him. He plays a great role, but the supporting, like I mean, one of my favorite lines that I say to this day, like almost on a daily basis, it didn't get all dressed up for nothing. The Irish guy didn't get all dressed up for nothing. He goes, the fucking Irish, This guys hate the Irish and then they save their asses. I mean, great
It's
one.
my island.
It's my island. That's right. Yes.
That guy was awesome in that. I love that role there.
He's batshit
right
crazy,
in the
but
head.
he was batshit crazy, but it was great. Yeah. That's a great one. Patriot was good. A lot of Mel Gibson's. I mean, best Mel Gibson movie. I'm probably going Braveheart, but the original Lethal Weapon is pretty damn good too. So we'll go start with TJ on this one. TJ, best Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. That's a tough call.
It is tough.
I mean, I would say probably Braveheart.
Yeah.
I like it.
Clove, what about you? Best Mel Gibson movie, Clove.
There's a lot, honestly.
Yeah. There are a lot.
So if we go with more modern, we'll go more modern stuff just because, right?
Okay.
Fat Man.
I
enjoyed Fat Man. I thought Fat Man was
pretty Which one is that?
Good. Where he's like, it's where he's Santa Claus. Yeah, but he's like bad to the bone Santa Claus, and the little kid gets cold. The little kid gets cold. So the dude that plays, the little squirrely dude from Justified. That's like Raylan's buddy.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of his. I'm talking
about
that actor, right? I love that actor, but he's a hitman that a kid hires. This little rich kid hires that got coal in his stocking or whatever to go kill Santa Claus.
That's awesome,
dude. It's pretty good. Like it really is. And then, Ransom. Ransom was
good. Yeah,
Ransom was good. So when we're thinking about,
G-Web says We Were Soldiers. That was a good one, also.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I forgot about that one. That was really good.
Yep.
He also said Mad Max. Absolutely, Mad Max is great. I just think Braveheart's better.
Yep.
And I'm taking Lethal Weapon as my number 2, honestly, because that was the first time I remember ever seeing Mel Gibson going, I like this guy. Like, I'm sure he was in stuff before. I just didn't. Lethal Weapon was the first thing I remember, like Mel Gibson. And
so if first Mel Gibson, I think maybe I remember. Maybe not, but I think was Bird on a Wire. That's one of the very early ones for sure. Him and Goldie Hawn.
And Goldie Hawn, I was gonna say I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I know that movie, but that was like after Lethal Weapon, though. I thought.
Yeah, it may have been, but like I said, it's one of the first. It was
when
kind of was coming onto the scene. It seemed like, right, and then post Mad Max, I guess it was, and then if you're talking about more serious roles or whatever, dang, what is the Signs? The one with the aliens.
Yeah, the one with the that was Signs.
Yeah.
I guess I don't remember that one either.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, he's. I mean, I know he took a lot of flack for. I mean, things he said and done, which he should have received.
Oh man, I just thought Air America. Remember Air
America? Yes, Air America.
How about Maverick?
The CIA pilot during the Vietnam War. Guys, gotta go see that one. That's a great.
Maverick was good.
Maverick was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
There's a lot of good. I mean, a lot of good movies.
Good. Yeah. G-Web says Signs 2002. A widowed former priest living with his children and brother on a Pennsylvania farm finds mysterious crop circles in their fields, which suggests something more frightening to come. Tequila Sunrise. He's been in a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But my two, like when I think Mel Gibson, my two are Braveheart. Well, probably three: Braveheart, Patriot. But Braveheart and Lethal Weapon are the two that I like. My mind goes to when I think Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it goes to Lethal Weapon probably for me.
Yeah,
like right off the bat, kind of like Clint Eastwood goes Dirty Harry. You just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, for me, that's weird because that's interesting. Your mind for Clint Eastwood goes to Dirty Harry. Mine goes to Josie Wales.
Yeah.
Like when I think that's the first thing I think of when I hear, Clint Eastwood, Josie Wales.
Yep.
But yeah, that is interesting how people like, for some people, depending on how old they are, where they grew up or what, all that, like some people will identify Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry, and that's what they know him as. Some people are going to know him as Josie Wales, the Western guy. Some people are going to know him as Unforgiven or Gran Torino. Like my daughter, if I said Clint Eastwood, because that's the Gran Torino guy, that's probably what she would say. It is interesting for a lot of like Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks has been in so many damn movies. Okay, let's go through this. I'm not going to say what's the best Tom Hanks movie. Okay. But what I will say, I want to start with Rogue on this. When you hear Tom Hanks, what role do you immediately think of?
Castaway.
Okay. Yeah. TJ, what about you?
Big.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah.
Great. But I wouldn't have thought that. Mine's going to be Forrest Gump just because I think it's great. But
Right.
Clover, what about you? When you think Tom Hanks, who do you think of?
My mind honestly goes to TV. It doesn't even go to a movie.
You're going with the Bosom Buddies, aren't you?
I go Bosom Buddies. Yeah. Yeah. I think like first off, right off the bat or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Tom Hanks was one hell of a comedic actor.
He was.
Hell yeah. He just happened to be a great dramatic actor, but Bosom Buddies was great. But yeah, for me, like when I think, we were talking earlier, the few remote drops. I have to say that I've seen it a million times, but like there's about 5 movies. Forrest Gump is one of those. Like it's one of those. No matter how many times I've seen, I can quote that movie like verbatim to you, but I'm dropping the remote when that comes on. I've got that one, Godfather, Forrest Gump. The next 3 are going to be interesting, so just bear with me. I'm going to age myself here, okay? Those 2, American President. I love American President with Michael Douglas.
Yep.
It's a remote drop, and then Breakfast Club and Top Gun. I know, but for me, like I grew up Top Gun and Breakfast Club. We're all around the same age. Like those, we grew up with Top Gun and the Breakfast Club.
Yep.
And I'm actually one of the few people that are actually looking forward, not because I can't wait to see if it's a great movie, but for me, nostalgic. I can't wait for Maverick to come out in May. Been waiting for a year and a half just because of Top Gun was such like that movie for me growing up,
Yeah.
Maybe it was the soundtrack. I don't know what it was, but Top Gun for me was one of those movies that it's definitely a remote drop.
Well,
so
look at the actors in there that have what they've done since, right? Like,
yeah.
Look at Anthony Edwards. Look at dang it, Merlin, and was Tim Robbins.
Yeah, Tim Robbins. But people don't even realize Tim Robbins was in it. But he
obviously,
was like nobody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he had a line in the movie.
Kilmer. Yeah. Obviously Val Kilmer.
Anthony Edwards, obviously.
Tom Skerritt done a lot after that as well. He was doing stuff.
And he had done a lot before that too, but he wasn't he was never like a star. He was always like a minor role. But yeah. AAF, American Ammo and Firearms. What's up, bro? He says, keep bringing good content. I'm not saying that tonight's good content. This is more just we're having fun. We're having fun. And if it's fun and it makes it good content, then great, because I'm just having fun. Now, this is one of my favorite movies of all time also. I mentioned it earlier, Field of Dreams. I'm a huge baseball guy. A lot of people don't know that about me. I'm a huge baseball guy. So yeah, when I say Costner, Field of Dreams, obviously you gotta love like Bull Durham, but one of my favorite Costner movies is For the Love of the Game. If you've never seen if you're a baseball fan and you've never seen For the Love of the Game, go watch it. You'll love it.
So let's go down that road. Let's go down the sports movie road.
Number 1 all time is hands down, not even close. Hoosiers. That's just my choice.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Hoosiers is my favorite all-time sports.
The little dude that Granny shoots his free throws, man. It's like
Gene Hackman is the complete like perfect role because he's a bit of an asshole in real life. And I think that's exactly how he would be if he was a coach. But for me, for sure. Number one sports movie of all time has got to be Hoosiers for me.
That's a good one.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's a good one. I'm thinking, I don't know. It's when you get into movies, it's crazy. When you get into this, you almost have to break them into genres in order to do
even within sports movies, you have to break them into genres.
Is it a comedy? Is it a drama?
Is it a basketball? Is it a comedy? Is it a football? Is it baseball? There's some great ones. Golf.
One of the ones that I go to real quick is Replacements. And Gene Hackman's in it too.
Is that the one with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a really good
one. Oh, it's such a good one.
Oh my God, I forgot about this. Yes. Yeah. This is almost a remote drop also. The Natural with Robert Redford. That's almost remote drop movie also. That was a phenomenal movie. I remember watching that with my dad in the movie theaters, thinking that when they hit the ball and the lights and it looked like fireworks, that was the coolest thing at the time I've ever seen in a movie. I was like, oh, I want to be a baseball player. That honestly might be one of the reasons why I want to be a baseball player was because of The Natural, honestly.
So there is, who is the King of Queens guy? Is that Kevin James?
Kevin James, yeah.
Have you seen the Netflix movie where he's like coaching the New Orleans Saints and he gets suspended and so he goes and coaches his kids? Like they're a bunch of losers, like football. Oh my God. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'll have to go. I've never even heard of that.
Their goal is to shut down the scoreboard, right? It's I won't give it away, but it's pretty good. No, you mentioned Bull Durham earlier. I mean, that's up there.
Another great cast. Susan Sarandon. Tim Robbins. That's where Tim Robbins met Susan Sarandon. They were married forever, but that's where they actually met, was on the set of Bull Durham.
And then you were talking Tom Hanks earlier. What is the one with the chicks playing baseball?
There's no crying in baseball.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. Yeah, League of Their Own. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Yoko? Oh, yeah. She said now their son is, God. Maybe the funniest movie, like piss in your pants funny movie I've ever seen in my life. Have you ever watched Cock Blockers? With John Cena? Oh my God. Literally piss in your pants funny. Well, Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins' son is in that movie. And you when you see him, like you don't know who it is, but you're like, that's got to be Susan Sarandon's son. Like, he's an absolute like stoner, but like hilarious. Like the premise of Cock Blockers. John Cena, what's the girl in 40s something with Paul Rudd, like Leslie Mann. So they're like Leslie Mann. She's hilarious too, but they're all like parents of these three girls that grew up from like kindergarten as best friends. In their senior year, they got to go to prom. And the parents find out that they've made a pact that they're all going to get laid at prom. And so Leslie Mann and John Cena and this other guy who's the third person's dad, their whole life that night is following them around prom, trying to make sure that they don't have sex that night. And it is truly piss in your pants. Like if there's a couple scenes that if you don't piss yourself, then you weren't watching properly. Great. Hilarious movie, horrible movie, great hilarious movie, great.
Yeah, that's why I'm like sports movies. You're talking like that. I'm more of like the funny guys, like the Replacements. I love Major League.
Major League.
I mean,
so Major League.
I can watch that over and over and over again.
3 sports movie, and let's be honest, Bob, that might be one of the best roles in a movie. Is Bob Uecker basically playing himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, how many times do you go to a ball game?
Ball 8, ball 15.
Great game. I've been cut
or the Asian groundskeepers. The Asian groundskeepers
are pretty fucking suck.
We suck again.
Oh yeah, Major League was a great one. And the second one wasn't bad. I mean, they kept going like 2 or 3 of them. It wasn't bad, but the original Major League.
Yeah, the original one was. Yeah.
And here's the thing people don't realize: Charlie Sheen was actually drafted out of high school as a baseball player, as a pitcher. So like that wasn't like fake. Like he was like a legit All-American baseball player in high school. So that was actually him pitching and all that. He was throwing 98 or whatever. He was throwing like 88. But he was like a legit like All-American in high school. Got drafted out of high school.
I still all the time like say that, like just a bit outside.
Just a bit.
Like,
So one of my buddies, he and I did radio and all that for a long time, but he still does radio, but he also does it for college. His ringtone for a long time was that part where Eager says, whoever his like sidekick was, a color, and he says, well, that broadcasting class really did you a lot of good. He like said like one word. He's like, broadcasting school really did you a lot of good. Oh, it was great. But yeah. All right. So let's do this. Ready?
All right.
Since we're doing this stuff.
What do you got?
Major League, Bull Durham. Of that comedy baseball genre. Those are two good ones. I'm going to have to say, I'm
still saying Major League.
As much as I love Bull Durham, I think I might have to say Major League.
Yeah, Major League.
Just because
I think about which one.
Ensemble. I mean, fuck you, Joe Boy. I do it myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which one I'm going to turn on? Like
you just put snot on the ball. You know, it's like when you're my age, you got to get Crisco. And he's got Vaseline. He's got all sorts of stuff.
You ain't got that little snot.
Yeah, because you put snot on the videos. None of us are born with arms like yours, you know. He's got hat for bat. Takes his head cover off his golf and puts it on his bat. Corbin Burnson. Oh my God, he's got bruises all over because he was taking grounders at third. Oh my God, what a great movie. Wesley Snipes. That was the first time I remember seeing Wesley Snipes in a movie. He goes, damn, I've been cut already. He's out there. They moved his bed outside the gates. Great movie.
That was probably pre Blade, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was like that was like his first like actual big movie.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably Bull Durham is a better movie. If you're a true baseball fan, you love Bull Durham because that's minor league baseball, you know.
It's definitely a better movie.
League, it's just God, Major League was
funny.
More fun.
Oh, so funny. So funny. They received a text. What is this?
The second one has its moments, definitely.
Oh yeah, the second one wasn't bad. The third one was
like
trash.
When he's in the hospital, he's like, I love this British stuff, and I think I'll move to England. Where he's got he has the earbud in, and he's like hollering, and the nurses run in.
I like the catcher.
Rube, reads the center bolts.
Can't throw back that pitcher, but all right. Palate cleanser. Let's actually take a gun question real quick. Damn it, Marcus, you can't be doing this to us. Could you use some advice? He's running a 50 BMG. So Clover has a 50 BMG, and he might know, but looking for a good scope. I like Night Force optics, but they are pricey. I was thinking loophole going for 800 yards to 1,500. Well, so here's the thing. Before I bring Clover or Rogue or TJ in, so saying that you're going to take your 50 and use it for 800 to 1,500 yards, a little disappointed in that. You can do that with a lot of other stuff. No, you can do that, but I would say Night Force is good. Loophole's good. I would say here's the thing, though. If you're going to shoot 50, and Clover's probably going to disagree with this statement because I know him, but I'm going to sit there and say if you're going to spend the money on a 50 BMG, you're going to probably spend some money on, you should be able to have an optic that could take you out to a mile. Not that you would, but if you're going to own a 50 BMG, you better have an optic that could take you out to a mile because why not?
Agreed.
Because if it can take you out to a mile, it can take you to 800 yards also, you know. That's just my opinion. Let's let Clover go last because I know he's ready to go. Rogue, what about you? Any advice for a 50 BMG? Any experience with a 50 BMG?
I have not been. Actually, I have been. I've been behind a 50, but not a 50 BMG.
Okay.
Right. So I've been behind a Mod Deuce before, but not.
Okay. Yeah, you're not running a scope on.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
spray and not even pray, spray and just have fun with it, my dudes. But TJ, 50 BMG, do you have an optic that you might recommend?
No, I mean I don't, but I would recommend something going out as far as the gun is capable of. So
Yeah.
you're not, I mean, yeah, 800 yards is. I mean, I think my 6.5 PRC can do that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Night Force is great. Loophole, the U.S. Optics has some great stuff.
Zeiss has got good stuff. I mean, everybody's got a high end, long range optic, but it's several $1,000s. You're going to get what you pay for.
By the way, Stacy says that my show's gone downhill since you came on, so I disagree.
I disagree too.
Yeah,
Mystic.
Yeah.
Just with Crystal yelling in the background has made it more fun.
I know.
Absolutely.
I think she might have passed out.
It's not because of TJ. It's really because of Crystal.
No, nobody cares about me. They want Crystal to like kick the door open.
You get Crystal and Shelly. We don't need you and Rod. Crystal and Shelly, you and Rod can stay at home. No, we're fine. Yeah. There he goes. He goes dark.
Hurting my feelings.
Zeiss. Yeah, I could see that. Monstroms. I love Monstrom. I would not put a Monstrom because here's one thing you have to understand also is you don't necessarily want to go cheap on glass for 50 BMG because a lot of the cheap optics aren't going to hold up to a 50 BMG. Let's just be honest. You can get by with a $400, $500, $600 optic on a 6.5 Creed. I do. Great one. But I would never put that on a 50 BMG. There's no way that thing holds up on a 50 BMG. Too much force. So now let's let King Fudd go in because he's probably going to tell us we're all wrong. You can put a sight mark on there and just be just fine.
You can't get quite that crazy with it, but you can definitely go sub $500 range. I know because I've done it for many years now with a SWFA Super Sniper 20x42. It's fixed 20 power, and the drawback to having a fixed 20 power is that also a 42 objective, which I mean, if you're talking about recreational use, smaller objective, you're not pulling in quite as much light and everything, right? But if you're talking about just popping steel and in range use and things like that, it's fine. Definitely hold up. As a matter of fact, SWFA, you can call those guys. They're here in Texas. They'll talk to you about it, and they will, they won't shy away from telling you that, whether or not it's been tested on that particular rifle, but they do test their stuff on 50 BMGs. And like I said, sub 500 range. The drawback of a fixed 20 power is if you're talking closer range. Now, I don't have as much trouble at, say, 800, but if I'm shooting at, say, 3, and very rarely, unless I'm going out on the back side of the property, I might have, a couple hundred yards just to let somebody rip off a couple rounds, right? Normally, I don't shoot at that.
Spend $20 of your hard-earned money.
I normally don't shoot at that short a distance, right?
Right.
But when you do, it doesn't focus well because it's just it's 20 power and it's just it's too close. It's too close. But once you get out past 500 or 600, it starts easing up. And I've shot mine all day long at 1,500 meters, and that's almost a mile. Almost a mile. So less than $500, bro, you're set with SWFA. That's my opinion. If you want to go,
I knew if anyone knew that there what would be a less expensive optic,
if you want to go more, do it. Now they do offer a 5 to 20 by 50, but to get into that, you're looking like $1,200.
Yeah.
And so you're up into that high, the high end stuff. If you're looking, regardless of the company, this was the approach I made when I got my 50. Is I contacted the companies that would actually talk to you about it, right? And there was very few other than SWFA, let's be honest, that would actually talk to you about it and then assure me that, should it fly apart, on a 50, the lifetime warranty would be valid. But SWFA told me, you're not going to have a problem. Yeah, we'll warranty if it flies apart because we've tested it on your exact same rifle. So it's not, you're not going to have a problem. And I'm like, okay, take my money, please. And I've been happy ever since.
Yep. And you can't go wrong with the Night Force, the loopholes, the US optics. They're all going to have great stuff. There's a reason why some of the best shoes in the world use those brands. But like I said, if anyone knew that there would be something that you can enjoy the 50 with, that's not going to break the bank, I knew King Fub would know. So yeah, there you go. He said thanks, by the way. Marcus does. So let's get back, because did I see Mark out there?
Oh, good set of rings.
Mark says the same thing. SWFA. So our good buddy Mark up there with Umaretz said SWFA as well. So
good mount.
Mark, so back. Yeah.
My Armor
Light. Let's go to the mount, because
my Armor Light pick rail.
You've got to find a good mount as well. So yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah. My rifle, my Armor Light, the pick rail is part of the upper or whatever, right? So I don't need a mount, but I don't know. He didn't say what rifle he had, but yeah, definite spend money on a mount, probably almost as much as a scope. Your mount and your rings, you're probably going to spend as much as that SWFA scope, unfortunately. So we're talking about Burris Extreme Tactical. Go with minimum 3 screws on each side, minimum. Nice, thick, solid. You can go aluminum, of course, but get some nice, thick, solid rings for sure, and mounts. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm looking through this. We were talking about just the roles that we were talking about. What's your favorite Tom Hanks? Man,
yeah,
it's not who that's definitely not a movie that I think of like first when I say Tom Hanks. But as far as like, and he really wasn't like the main focal point of the movie. But if you're going to talk about the best movies that Tom Hanks was in, it's hard to beat Saving Private Ryan. I'll tell you what, I said this before, the first 10 to 15 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, the actual beach landing at Normandy and Omaha Beach, is one of the most realistic, like, military scenes in a movie you could possibly ever think of. And I remember when that first came out, I mean, I was just like, I watched it, I was like I was like, that's incredible. And then I saw like them interviewing like old timers that at the time were still alive that were in D-Day, that were on that beach, and even they were like, yeah, that was the way it was. Like, that was real. I forgot about that. Yeah, Saving Private Ryan. And it's not one of those that I would say that I think of Tom Hanks, because he wasn't the focal point of that movie, but that was a great movie. Great movie. Moneyball. Yeah. I that's one of my, probably in the last 10 years, that's one of my favorite movies, at least sports movies of the last decade. Moneyball. Once again, another fucking Brad Pitt movie. Go figure.
Right.
But no, I've watched that at least 5 times in the last couple of months. It happened to be on a lot, and I love Moneyball. Great movie. But once again, I'm a big baseball guy. Now, Patriot Dark says Miracle, best sports movie. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see it because I don't understand hockey. I understand the whole 1980 beating Russia, Miracle on Ice. I don't understand hockey, and I don't watch hockey, so I wasn't going to watch a movie about hockey. But I do understand that it was a great movie. You guys ever see Miracle?
Yeah.
Yep. I heard it was great, but I never saw it. I'm not a big hockey guy. Ooh. G23. Rudy, We Are Marshall. Both great movies.
Rudy.
Probably going to Rudy.
Rudy.
What'd you say? Okay. You're right. Best football movie ever. One of her favorite. This is one of my wife's remote drop movies. Remember the Titans.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say, Remember the Titans. Got to be up there.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite football movie ever. Great one. Yeah, that's even for me, like, that's a remote drop for her, and I don't mind that remote drop. You know, that's a great one. 8 Men Out. I love 8 Men Out. it's just so hard to watch because I get pissed off every time I see that. Joe Jackson is one of the greatest ball players ever to play baseball and was banned for life because he took $500. He couldn't read. So you know where X marks a spot? You know where that comes from? Like, this is legitimate. X marks a spot comes from Shoeless Joe Jackson. He couldn't read or write. And he signed his contract to get $500 to throw the World Series by putting an X for a signature. Banned for life. The dude hit over 400 with 5 home runs, was the MVP of the World Series, but he's banned for life for taking the money. He took the money because that was $500. He didn't make $500 in a year back then in 1919, you know? I love 8 Men Out, but I can't watch it. It pisses me off. Sorry. Marcus says Serbu 40 BFG.
50. He typoed. But
Yeah. I never heard of a 40 BFG, but okay. That's kind of what I was asking. Like, Clover, I was waiting for you to answer because I don't know what the hell that is.
I think he typoed.
Yeah,
I thought it was some new liver action caliber they had. It's like Clover.
Kingfoot, I don't know. All right.
There's all kinds of fun. Like, I like the funny sports movies, like Necessary Roughness.
That's the one with Scott Bakula.
That was filmed in North. That was filmed in Dallas at North Texas, right down the road from where I grew up.
Who was the chick that was the
Kathy Ireland?
Yeah, that was Kathy Ireland. Yeah.
Sinbad. You had Sinbad in that. Yeah. That's when Sinbad was like on top of the world back then, you know.
All right.
Then,
oh man, Scott Bakula. What was that TV show he was in?
Quantum Leap.
Yep. Necessary Roughness is good. What was the one when they were at the prison with Adam Sandler and all them?
Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard, and that's the remake.
I like the original with Burt Reynolds. I like that better. Yeah. But the cast in the new one was awesome.
Oh,
yeah. It's also funny. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
Yeah. Eddie.
One of my
Road
favorites.
to Perdition.
The cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah.
The cheerleaders.
Now, you want to talk about the cheerleaders. Let's go talk about the cheerleaders and the replacements when they bring the strippers in.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
She's turns around everyone they're doing like she's like, hands are loving it. All right, girls, let's do it. You know?
The coach on the opposite team, he's like, "Hey, she smacked that other girl on
the ass. You can't do that." That's great. Yeah, there's a lot of great lines, and he's wiry.
Wiry.
Yeah.
Ole.
Like the little, what was it on Necessary Roughness? The little Aussie rugger. I don't need a helmet.
I think.
When he wakes up,
rules.
He's out cold, like out.
But he held on to the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, he did hold on to the ball.
Yep.
What was that movie in the 90s? I'm gonna call it a program. Is that what it was called? It was loosely based about Florida State. I think it was called The Program. That was pretty good back in the day.
Yeah.
What was that?
One of my favorite parts in Replacement is Danny, the SWAT guy or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And a clock's running out. And he goes, Danny, he says, I need you to give me the ball. He says, get you the ball. He said, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me it. He starts screaming. He runs off. Another guy says, I hope you don't kill somebody.
Yeah. You know who that is?
I got you the ball.
You know who played him?
Yeah, I know who played him. That's
Favreau.
He's big time now with Disney.
Yeah,
Plus,
Favreau.
man.
He's the one who did all the Disney and Marvel stuff.
Hilarious,
that was Favreau before he. I think that was even before Rudy, because he played Rudy's best friend in Rudy also. Favreau's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Johnny Be Good. If you guys
Yep.
are my age, you know about Johnny Be Good.
Yep.
And Friday Night Lights was great too. That was kind of more of a serious one. But I grew up in Texas, so Texas high school football, like that was about Odessa Permian. But people don't realize that Odessa Permian's biggest rival in the state that for a decade was my high school, Plano. Like, okay, I hope someone took care of that.
Weird.
Who's your moderators? What's going on?
Has that not been taken care of? I'm not on the YouTube side. I'm hoping it has been taken. Yeah. Anyways, wow, that was interesting. Yeah,
that escalated quickly.
That escalated quickly. All right.
Newer
Since
stuff.
you brought that up, we'll let Clover talk, but we are gonna bring up Anchorman because that escalated quickly. But go ahead, Clover.
Oh, I was just before we move on from the sports things, one that hadn't been talked about that be curious people's thoughts is Varsity Blues.
I saw Varsity Blues. Not bad. There was what was that other one? Had the guy from Dawson's Creek.
It's Varsity Blues, wasn't it?
Was that Varsity Blues? Is that what it was? Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, then I have seen it. Then, yeah. I didn't like because I didn't like the dude.
John Voight.
I love John Voight. John Voight played the most asshole coach, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's Varsity
Blues. But I honestly don't think I can think of a movie that John Voight is in that I didn't like. Not because of him, but he plays the asshole role great.
That's
maybe because he's an asshole in real. That's Angelina Jolie's
dad. Yeah.
So maybe he was an asshole in real life. I don't know. Smeggy's out there, the tactical snowman. Thanks, Mandatory Carry. Appreciate you, bro. You said report that guy. That's crazy. Thanks, buddy. Say hi to Fix Bayonet for me.
So,
all right. Let's have. Speaking of Anchorman, let's do this, but let's get this done. What's your best zombie plan, Rogue? What's your best zombie plan?
I guess I don't understand the question, so I'm falling a little behind.
Smeggy's, do you have a plan if there was a zombie apocalypse? Like, would you go? Would you stay home? Like, what would you do?
I'd bug in. I'd bug in.
I think we
because
all
there's only 50,000 people in Helena, so
right.
We'd clear that one out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
John Voight's LeBaron. If you know what that is, then you watch something. Great. This is John Voight's LeBaron. That one
around here somewhere.
And then Ass Man. That was a great episode of Seinfeld. Also, the proctologist Ass Man.
God,
Ass Man.
Yeah,
that's great. I think we all probably hunker down. I'd imagine for the zombie. All right, so we were going to talk about Anchorman. Go for it. I know Clover is antsy to talk about Anchorman, which
not necessarily. You brought it up.
I love. My wife hates Will Ferrell.
I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan. Outside of Saturday Night Live, I'm not a big Will Ferrell guy.
Anchorman was great because of not Will Ferrell. Paul Rudd was phenomenal. Steve Carell was hilarious. Great. Yep. Rudd might be one of my favorite actors right now. Yeah, he's great. But a great movie. But that whole fight scene is like the greatest thing. And they try to replicate that in the next one, and they just did it terribly. But oh my God, he goes, "You killed a man with a trident." He goes, "Yeah, about that. You might want to disappear for a while." Then they're talking about, hey, no hit in the face, right? Oh yeah, and no. Okay, so we're gonna talk. You have to hit us here, and that's it. They're talking about rules, and they're spraying their hair, and
guy gets his arm chopped off.
Yeah, but you killed a man with a trident. He goes, "Yeah, about that. You might want to disappear for a while." that escalated quickly. That really got out of hand. Paul Rudd was Sex Panther. Oh God, that whole 5 minutes where people are almost vomiting at the zoo because he's wearing that cologne, and he's like, "Oh, a little mahogany," and just great movie.
50% of the time, it works all the time.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, San Diego. That's great. It's a great movie. That is. Best Will Ferrell movie. Is it Anchorman, or what's your favorite one, TJ?
Oh, I mean, Anchorman's close. I mean, I like Step Brothers.
Oh yeah, sure.
But I probably Anchorman is probably my favorite as far as Will Ferrell. And Land of Lost is good. I mean, he's got a lot of little funny roles, but as far as just laughing the whole time, Anchorman.
Yeah. Rogue, what about you?
Don't really care for him, but the one thing I did like him in was Old School.
Old School was great.
Yep.
That's probably my favorite movie with Will Ferrell in it. Anchorman, Ron Burgundy's probably my favorite Will Ferrell character in a movie. Talladega Nights. See, Talladega Nights is one of those movies that you watch it one time and it's hilarious, but it doesn't, like, I'm not going to watch that thing every time it comes on. I can't do it. Anchorman comes on, I'm watching it. Just even if it's for 10 minutes, I'm watching it. Clove, favorite Will Ferrell movie. I know you said you're not a big fan outside of SNL, but
so Talladega Nights is okay. It's up there, top 5 Will Ferrell anyway. That he was in probably Zoolander.
The role he plays on Zoolander. Okay, all right. So all right.
And then Megamind, but that's
because
animated, so I don't know if that
Zoolander is not a Will Ferrell movie, but he's great in it. It's So are you saying that his character in Zoolander is your favorite character of Will Ferrell? Probably, is what you're saying?
Favorite movie he's in.
Okay, all right. That's fair. I'll take Zoolander as one of them because I love Zoolander.
Like I said, Megamind is pretty good, but it's
Step Brothers was, once again, Step Brothers is, like, to me, I've watched it. I'm not gonna stop the channel if it's on. I'm gonna keep going.
Anchorman, I will. I'm the same way. Anchorman, I'm watching it.
I'm watching it. I'll say this. My favorite role. I forgot about what's his nuts in Zoolander. That's a great role.
My favorite role is Elf.
That's what I was getting ready to go with. I love Elf. Elf
it's my Christmas movie. It's my go-to Christmas movie, but I'm not going to watch it during the year.
We have a couple Christmas movies that are staples. You have Christmas Vacation. I like all of them, but especially the first Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Die Hard.
Home Alone.
Die Hard.
But Elf is one of those that we watch every year now. At least me and my daughter do. My wife refuses to watch Elf. But Elf is one of those. I also love for the 10 minutes combined in Wedding Crashers. That's a great role that he plays. I want the meatloaf. But yeah, Elf. I would say Elf's my favorite movie because I think it's a better movie than Anchorman. Ron Burgundy's probably my favorite character.
Yeah.
Elf is great, and Elf is it sounds bad, but Elf is in our every year Christmas rotation now, and it's going to stay there for a while.
Oh yeah, we do.
I like Zoe Deschanel also; she's great in that movie.
Still a Ron Burgundy fan though.
Ron Burgundy is my favorite.
I think he still has a podcast, like the Ron Burgundy podcast.
He does. It's hilarious, bro. So it used to be like every day. It might be like every week, but at one point it was an everyday podcast, and it was Ron Burgundy. And it is amazing. It really is. It's hilarious. Someone brought up Ryan Reynolds. Big Ryan Reynolds fan. I love Ryan Reynolds because he's so versatile. He can do so many things. He's funny as hell. He's one of those naturally funny, Will Ferrell's funny, but a lot of it is the physical comedy. Ryan Reynolds can never change a facial expression and will have me rolling. Like, he's just naturally funny to me.
Yeah.
I think he's a hell of an Mugatu. That's it. Mugatu. Yeah.
Mugatu.
We got to, yeah. But yeah, I'm a huge Ryan Reynolds fan. I think he's great. Do you like watching Ryan Reynolds stuff?
The comedy stuff, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch him in anything like dramatic or anything like that.
I tell you, he doesn't play like he doesn't play like true dramatic roles very often.
No, it's
the one that has been like a true dramatic role that he was great in was a thing called Safe House with Denzel Washington. He's a CIA safe house guy. And if you never watched Safe House with Denzel and Ryan Reynolds, phenomenal movie. And it's a straight up like action, like no comedy movie. He's great in that. He's a young CIA operative. They stick in some safe house in the middle of nowhere because no one ever visits there. And all of a sudden, Denzel's one of the most wanted men in CIA, and he just shows up in his area. So now he's like, oh shit! Like, not only I have to do something, but it's like a top tier priority guy and all that. And it's a great. Go watch Safe House. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I've watched all. I mean, all the action stuff is. It's just. I think it's made for him with his little sarcastic. The way he says everything. I mean, six Underground, Red Notice. I mean,
please, some of you watch 6 Underground, guys. I know you have, TJ.
Oh yeah,
phenomenal. Yeah. They're making another one. It's going to be awesome.
So, I mean, it's always that same, like, it's almost built for him. Like, it's a Ryan Reynolds role. It's a Ryan Reynolds role. And you're like,
I mean, it's the best. It's not my favorite movie by any means.
No.
But the best role for Ryan Reynolds is fucking the superhero
Deadpool.
Yeah. Deadpool is the role literally of a lifetime for Ryan Reynolds because it's action and it's like that. I mean, that is Ryan Reynolds. I think that he probably is Deadpool in normal everyday life. I think he's that guy. You know, he's phenomenal. My favorite movie, Proposal's great. I'm a big Sandra Bullock fan also, and he's great in that. But have you ever seen the movie Just Friends?
Yeah. Yeah.
Him in a fat
the
suit.
rotary dial phone.
Yeah, but the greatest part of that entire movie is at the end during the credits when he's singing I Swear in the fat suit. It is like piss in your pants funny. It is hilarious.
He owns it.
Yeah. He owned that.
Yep.
What about car racing?
I'm sure Clover's probably watched. I watched Free Guy.
What is it?
Free Guy.
Free Guy's pretty good.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
It's just,
it just came out. He's
about him being in a video game, a character in a video game.
I haven't seen it, but I actually want to see it. But I've heard it's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys, is this something I should see?
It's pretty funny if you're it's got a lot of gaming stuff. So if you're doing a little bit of gaming, you'll.
So I mean I play like Call of Duty. I haven't played in a while, but
there you go.
That's the gaming that I play. I don't play like Sims or anything like that. I play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a movie that I really enjoyed, and it's one of my favorites the last few years is Ready Player One. That was I enjoyed that movie. It had some weird moments to it, like, but for the most part, I enjoyed that movie. It wasn't a great movie. I just enjoyed watching that movie. Let's say, Clover, Marcus had something. Now, what were you saying? What about car racing movies? Okay, Marcus brought that up. Let me go up here and see if I can find that. Yep, Marcus says, what about car racing movies? Real quick, Smeggy brings up The Hitman's Bodyguard. That's a good one. Absolutely.
I think almost everything in is as action wise is just going to be a good movie. Like you can watch it, it's a solid movie. Perfect.
Yeah, that Netflix one
where he's just a smart ass,
There's a Netflix with like him and The Rock. I can't remember the name of it, but
Red Notice.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's supposed to.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it all.
Yeah.
I have a lot of free time apparently.
I don't judge. Car racing movies. Number one's got to be Cannonball Run. If that's considered a car racing movie, and for me, that
Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Duvall and Days of Thunder is just amazing.
Phenomenal. I'm not a big God, am I? Like I sit there and
probably
say I
are.
don't like Tom Cruise, but I mean, look at Tom
Mission
Cruise. I mean,
Impossible.
there's a lot of shit that I like that Tom Cruise is in. I guess I'm a Tom Cruise fan too. Damn it.
I'll tell you one I like is the Death Race, not the old school, the OG.
The original one?
No, not the original, but the
remake.
The newer one, not like they've had like 50 since the first one, but the first one with Jason Statham.
The original with Jason Statham.
Yeah.
And the guy that from Deadwood plays the mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, and he also is in John Wick. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Death Race is a great one. I forgot about that, but that is a great movie.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going historical, Ford versus Ferrari.
I never saw it. I heard it was good though.
Yeah,
that was only a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I heard that was good. Free Guy was funny, but couldn't care less about gaming. Yeah, he says he thought it was funny, didn't like gaming. Defense Dad said. Yeah. Death Race 2000. So here's the thing: I loved the first Death Race. I have not seen one since. I haven't seen any of the 17 sequels to Death Race.
Well, Death Race 2000 was the first. That was like back in the 70s. Then there was the remake with Jason.
Oh, see, I didn't know there was. I didn't know that was a remake. I didn't know there was one in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When I say the original, I'm talking about the Statham movie.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm talking about. Is like the first modern one.
Yeah, I didn't know there was one in the 70s. So
the first one with Statham is the one I was talking about.
Yeah. I never saw any of the ones after that one though.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't even know that there was a bunch of them until like a couple of years later. Like, oh, that must have just gone straight to video or something. Overdrive, Patron Darcy. If you like Italian supercars, Overdrive. I don't remember seeing that one either.
Oh, we're talking about like car movies, right?
Car movies are a whole different area than racing movies.
Maximum Overdrive.
If you're just going to talk car movies, you got it. Well, Christine, sure. Car movies. Now, is it about cars, or where cars are a focal point of the movie?
Like Gone in 60 Seconds is kind of
Gone in 60 Seconds, or Fast and the Furious, or those.
Yeah.
But I'm talking more about like the Steve McQueen's. I mean, they weren't car movies, but like Bullet. I mean, would that be considered a car movie?
Yeah,
it really wasn't, but the car became the star. You know,
it would be. Yeah.
Oh, you could go The Wraith.
Mm-hmm.
That was all about a Dodge prototype that was, the magic. What was he? He was a spirit that came back.
My wife's closing the door. I guess I'm getting too loud for her. Bullet. I mean, like I said, I don't know if I would consider Bullet a car movie, but if you do, then I'd definitely put that, because that's one of the greatest car chase scenes, probably the best car chase scene ever. Smokey the Bandit's got to be a car movie, right? I mean, it has to be.
Oh, and if you go back, feeding off of Smokey and the Bandit, Stroker Ace.
Stroker Ace.
And I'll tell you another one. Remember oh man, I can't think of the name of it now. Six Pack with Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
I don't remember that one.
Oh man, that's such a good movie. Brewster,
I probably saw it as a kid, but I don't remember.
Brewster Baker, maybe.
Brewster Baker.
Yeah.
Like I said, I probably saw it with my dad as a kid, but I don't remember it. Or
oh man, that's such a good one. Go look it up.
Oh, Patriots said Clover's favorite car movie I thought was Herbie. How could you not talk cars and not bring up Herbie?
Herbie's okay, like the very first one or something.
Yeah, the funniest shit.
They had so many after that, and then they got Lindsay Lohan involved and all this other. It's like,
American Graffiti, yeah. One of my favorite all-time movies, and I need to add this to my list. It is hands down one of my favorite all-time, and it is a remote drop, is Dazed and Confused. And it's not a car movie, but there are some so great old, like, muscle cars and the old Ford and Chevy pickups that people, back in the 70s, they were only the old 50 pickups were only 20 years old back in the 70s. So everyone had them all lowered and all that. There were some great cars in Dazed and Confused. It is not a car movie, obviously. A lot of great cars, though. American History X. Man, I know that's the one with. I know that movie. That's a dark fucking movie. I don't remember anything about cars in it. That's one with Ed Norton, right? Gets out of prison, and the kid from Terminator 2, right? That's American History X.
Yep.
Yeah, great movie. I don't remember much cars about that though, because that was a dark movie. Yeah, Christine, absolutely. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Fuck it. I got time. I got nothing to do. Boxing movies. I've got one that I think is going to surprise people. So I'm going to let TJ, let's start with you. Favorite boxing movie?
Real Steel.
Oh, interesting. Well played, sir.
I didn't see that.
Did not see that coming.
I'm thinking about movies that I'm gonna like. If it's on TV, I'm just like, all right, I'm watching it, and that's always one of them.
You want to know the sad thing? Now, Clover's going to get hurt about this because I'm not a big comic book guy, so I wasn't a big X-Men. That's actually my favorite Hugh Jackman role.
Oh, cool. It's a good role.
I think he's a great. It's just a fun movie. It's a good movie. I'm not a big. I like Wolverine, but I was never a big X-Men guy. So the Wolverine thing, it wasn't my thing. You son of a bitch. That was my choice. Fight Club.
Is that a boxing?
Is it boxing? But neither is Real Steel, I guess. But
just a fighting movie.
It's whatever. Fight Club. That's a great movie. Yeah. Rogue. Okay. I'll go somewhere else for a boxing movie. Rogue. What about you?
Well, I grew up in Philly.
Okay, so you gotta
be Rocky.
Which one? Which one?
One.
The original. Okay, Rocky. Okay,
yep, Rocky.
Yep.
I love all the Rocky movies, but once again, I'm talking about my age when I started remembering and wanted to go. Rocky 3 is always in my mind with Clubber Lang and Mr. T. I loved Rocky 3. And I think the original Rocky is my second favorite. I want to surprise some people. Rocky 4 is probably my third favorite when it goes to Russia. I love the whole training sequence leading up to fighting Drago. Was really cool. Clove, best favorite boxing movie.
Boxing, I go Rocky, and it might actually be 4.
Okay, yeah. For me, I'm gonna go something a little different. If it's just pure boxing movie, a lot of it goes into it's a dark role. I never liked this actor until this movie, Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal. Did you guys ever see Southpaw? Really good movie. Really good movie. Matter of fact, I watched that and then I appreciated him more in Jarhead because of that movie. But yeah, Southpaw, he's a good actor. But that was the first one I really said, man, he's a good actor.
I can't get over Bubble Boy. He's
I understand. Bubble Boy.
And there's a new one he's in, right? Where he's an ambulance driver or something. Have you seen that advertised? Can't remember. It's him and somebody
he's like
else.
a cop or no, ambulance driver
or something that looks interesting. And I'm like, maybe that gets a Bubble Boy out of my brain if I'll go watch that one or something.
$500. $500.
Raging Bull's a great one.
Yep.
Forgot about Raging Bull. I was not a $1 Million Baby fan.
No, me neither.
Could care less about that movie. But Raging Bull's a good one. I'm not going to. Not the second one. The second one's okay. I like the first Creed movie with Michael B. Jordan. I thought that was a pretty good. The second wasn't bad, but just because Drago came back and brought his son into the flow of this, But if you haven't seen any of the Creed movies, they're the latest. They're pretty good.
I have not.
You haven't seen Creed, either one of them? So Michael B. Jordan, you know who Michael B. Jordan is, the black guy? He's an actor. He plays Apollo Creed's son. And he grows up and wants to be a fighter and tries to get Rocky to train him. And then there's two of them. The second one, he's a world. Spoiler alert. Yeah. He wins the belts. Go figure.
I don't need to watch it now.
Yeah, but in the second, it's good. But in the second movie, the cool thing about that is the number one challenger is Ivan Drago's son. And what's his name that plays Drago? Oh shit. Dolph Lundgren is in the movie. And I mean, like, he trains his son, and now it's Drago and Rocky, like his trainers of their. It's pretty good. Nostalgia wise, it's a really good movie.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody remembers the Champ, John Voight and Ricky Schrader.
Oh,
the Champ. I don't remember that one.
I must have watched it once, maybe.
So a good movie. It's not one of my favorite movies. It's a good movie, and I'll watch it about once a year. And it's not necessarily a boxing movie, but boxing plays a big role in the movie. Is Annapolis with James Franco. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Annapolis. It's about James Franco goes to Naval Academy, and he's whatever. It's a good movie, but Donnie Wahlberg is in that movie as well. But it's a serious, dramatic movie about him going to Annapolis, the Naval Academy, and boxing plays a big role in the movie. So that's another pretty decent one. See you, Wes. I will not see you this weekend, but Clover will be there for sure. So
yeah, I've got a cap for Wes, so I got to remind my wife to remind me. And it's not an HK cap, actually. No, it's not.
I'm not wearing it anymore. See,
you're talking about it.
Well, because Clover's got one to give to somebody else other than you.
I got 2 or 3 to give.
Guarantee it.
Whatever.
Pretty sure I can go find me an HK hat if I wanted one.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
It'll be in the box with the MP5 when they ship it to you.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, Rogue. Rogue's got to jump out. Hope everything works out for you. Call me if you have fun. Let me know how that goes. Thanks for Rogue. Go check out Rogue. He's gonna jump out of here. He's got some stuff at the house going on. Go check out the Rogue Banshee. And 2 hours and 21 minutes. I told Clover. I swear to God, I called Clover today and I said, I'm tired. I'm not in the mood. I'm not going to bring a special guest on. We're going to get some buddies. We're going to talk shit for about an hour and we're going to be done.
Yeah.
Should have known better. Started talking movies. That's what happens.
That's what happens. But I don't mind going 2.5 hours talking like this. This was fun. It was fun. And I needed it after the last 3 days. I had, nothing bad. I just had a long 3 days, and I needed to just not think a whole lot.
There you go.
I ended up thinking more because I'm trying to think of all these damn movies we've watched.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about like anything else. Right. Some movies, actors.
Right. I did see something before we get out of here. Before we go, I do want to say that I saw something that G-Webs posted today. And I didn't know that today was the anniversary of the last troops that left Vietnam. So, there you go. So, yeah. Hey, have you seen Muhammad Ali's Greatest Fights? It's a document. I don't know which one. I watched a documentary on Muhammad Ali and his fights, and it was amazing. Okay. I don't know if that was what it was or not, but yeah, I did see one of those recently. I don't know what it was called. I just saw Ali, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'll go watch Ali. I love boxing. I'm not a big boxing guy, but I love boxing. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not. Did you see my live stream last Saturday evening, bro? I am sorry I didn't. I don't even know where I was. I don't think I was home Saturday much, so I'll try to go back and watch it, but I did not. I'm sorry. If you don't count I understand that there were POWs that were there long. The last U.S. troops that were fighting, not POWs and captured, left Vietnam on today's date. And today's Vietnam Memorial Day as well. Yes. Love the fight scene in Pearl Harbor with Cuba Gooding. Pearl Harbor. Cuba Gooding was in Pearl Harbor? I don't know. Oh, all right. Was he?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Funny story about Pearl Harbor. So when it came out, my wife's Okinawan. When that movie came out, my parents, we were in San Antonio. My parents lived in San Antonio, but they probably lived, 20, 30 minutes away or whatever. That movie comes out, and I just got on a core not too long before that. And they said, hey, Pearl Harbor came out. You guys want to go see it? And I'm thinking, I don't think that Risa probably needs to be in the movie theater at Pearl Harbor. And I was like thinking, Risa would probably get the Japanese flag and we just go, Banzai! And just wave the flag inside the Pearl Harbor movie theater and we'd all get killed. But that was every time I think of the movie Pearl Harbor, I remember I said, my parents like, hey, you guys want to go see it? I was like, I don't think Risa wants to go see Pearl Harbor. That's probably not a good idea. It's funny as shit. He had to be there. All right. Last question. I think this is a good one. Best guilty pleasure movie. That's a great way to finish the night. Best guilty pleasure. TJ, do you got one, or Clover? Whichever one you can think of it first.
Oh. That's a tough call. I've so many that I could just turn on and watch and be excited about.
Yeah, but it's ones that you wouldn't tell anybody. That's a guilty pleasure.
Well, why am I going to tell you guys?
I don't watch a lot of guilty. I mean, I'll take that back. I do have guilty pleasure stuff. I just can't. I don't watch movies enough probably to.
I watch the old, like I told you, the old Godzilla movies where the guy's in the suit and knocks over the cardboard buildings. I love those. I love those movies. You see the jets on the strings. I mean, just to me, that's just a horrible movie. I love it.
I don't think that's a guilty pleasure.
No.
I don't know. Maybe 10 Things I Hate About You. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
But is that really a guilt? That's a young Heath Ledger. I mean, is that? I don't know. If that's a.
I'm not going to call them guilty pleasures. I'm not embarrassed to say that I watch these, but they're just kind of obscure movies today. One of them is Pump Up the Volume.
God, that's a great movie. Oh, that's
an excellent. Well, then you got to go
God, that's a great movie.
Pitch Perfect.
That's the reason my youngest one has the middle name Paige, by the way.
Oh, no shit.
Pump Up the Volume. Yes.
I'll be damned. There you go. I didn't know that about that. Yeah, that's one. I'm not saying it's a guilty. I'm not afraid, but that's just not something that comes up. Is Pump Up the Volume doesn't come up very often. And a second one.
That's tough.
Man,
I don't see that. Yeah. Pump Up the Volume is not a guilty pleasure.
You don't think?
No, I wouldn't make fun of that. That's an awesome movie, dude.
I think so, but a guilty pleasure that I'm not proud to say that I watched, but I think is a great movie. That every time I see it, I remember why I love it. There's two of them. One is Grease.
Oh,
I love Grease, but that's a guilty pleasure.
You could catch, that's a guilty pleasure.
Catch some shit with Grease.
I agree.
And then Weird Science. It's a weird ass movie. I always like Weird Science.
I go the Weird Science. I could go. That's you can watch that.
So,
but yeah, Grease. You can catch some flack from Grease.
So it depends.
I like Grease.
For me, it depends on what people think, I guess, about animation. Animation, not anime. I don't like animation. But Monsters versus Aliens.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were going to say Monsters Inc.
No, Monsters vs. Aliens.
I'm a cartoon freak, so I watch all cartoons.
Oh my God, Colbert on the stairs playing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but just that whole movie's hilarious.
Yeah.
But if I've got to tell on myself with guilty pleasures, and these are, musical, not a movie, but it's in movie format, so technically. But man, there's two, and it's Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and then Sound of Music. Now, not the first bit of Sound of Music where she's in the convent. I hate that. Fast forward past that.
No, I hear you.
But after that, it's fine. But I can't handle that. I
consider Sound of Music as a guilty pleasure because that's one of the greatest movies ever. Like, I'm proud to tell people that I love Sound of Music.
Well, what about
it's the whole musical thing.
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
But I'll walk around singing that crap from those two. Those two musicals. I'll literally walk around.
Julie Andrews is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah, Sound of Music is great. What were we gonna say, TJ?
Well, I mean, like musicals, like Little Shop of Horrors. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror.
Those.
Horror's good.
That's not a guilty pleasure anymore.
No.
Rocky Horror's not.
It used to be.
Yeah.
They used to have a live show over here on the island every year.
Oh, they have every Halloween. They
Dallas was dressed up, and it was massive. It was massive. Like it was a midnight showing, and people dressed up, and they had like this whole like live play going below the movie screen. Like it was like they had their own little like world.
They run through the crowd. It was great.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Those were, I mean, as far as like musicals and guilty, something you wouldn't normally say. But I love like Little Shop of Horrors. I love.
So I don't know if this cast. Yeah, I don't know if this is a guilty pleasure, but for me, I'm not the latest one wasn't bad, but the original Lion King is one of my favorite all-time movies.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
The animated? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love Lion King.
Yeah.
I at one point really I enjoy, this is a guilty pleasure. I enjoyed The Little Mermaid. I liked The Little Mermaid back in the day.
Yeah. I like all Disney movies. I watch them all.
I would say Disney, but are Disney movies really a guilty pleasure? I mean, I don't think they are.
I don't think so. No.
Like if I was to say Pretty in Pink, that's a guilty pleasure. Can't Buy Me Love.
Really? I don't know.
Can't Buy Me Love.
I don't know.
Somebody around is going to say there's a great movie. Guys can't be a guilty pleasure.
That's got. I mean, he turned out to be McDreamy, right? So it's like
I know
that's not a guilty pleasure.
Can't Buy Me Love.
It may have once been a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, could be.
Now, Patriot is bringing up Breakfast Club, 16 Candles. I love 16 Candles. That may be a guilty pleasure.
St. Elmo's Fire,
like
all
grandparents.
of those. I don't think that those are guilty pleasures. Those are just great movies.
But he's talking about with Molly, of course. Molly Ringwald, Space Hunter 3000. So that's, you talk about a B movie. You hadn't got into too many.
Never even movies. Heard of it.
Space Hunter. Look up Space Hunter. It might be the very first movie ever with Molly Ringwald. I don't know that, but it might be.
There are so many horrible B movies, Trey. You would not believe it. Like Cherry, what was one, like Cherry 2000 or Cherry 3000 or something? I mean, so many horrible movies.
Yeah,
that they actually put on TV. That it was like
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, though. So
I remember that. I remember that.
I did a book report on that in school.
Really?
How'd you do on that?
I got like a C+.
No, so you did well.
Passing. Listen,
it's passing. Hey, I understand. Trust me. Man, yeah, guilty pleasures. A lot of guilty pleasures.
Yeah,
American President's one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if that's a guilty pleasure. No. It is not because of the actual politics, because Hollywood movies have terrible politics. But that was and one of my favorite TV show of all time is West Wing. And so Aaron Sorkin wrote American President and then went on to write, because of the success of American President, did West Wing. But that was like the first thing, because I've always loved politics. And I think that was one of the first movies that I remember seeing kind of like the curtain peeled back on politics. And so I love The American President. I think Michael Douglas's little speech at the end is a great speech. Yeah, it was a great movie. That's probably a guilty pleasure because it's not like a great movie, but it was a good movie for me. Galaxy Quest. I don't think Galaxy Quest is a guilty pleasure.
Somebody mentioned Dirty Dancing. That could be.
Dirty Dancing. I didn't like Dirty Dancing. I was just say I probably did as a kid, but I mean that movie is on so much you just get tired of it.
It's got such a wonderful soundtrack, though. Let's be honest.
Oh, the soundtrack might be one of that's in a top 10 soundtrack.
Yeah,
if you like old movies, old music, great 50s and 60s music for sure.
Oh, and even the modern stuff.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Yesterday? Came out a couple years ago.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
So I don't know if you guys like the Beatles, my favorite band of all time. So there's a guy in England that's just like a pub singer and can't get booked anywhere. He's written like one song and it's bad and he can't get any gigs in the pubs in England, London and all that. And all of a sudden the lights go out in the world for about 5 seconds. And then they come back on. And he's the only person that had ever heard of the Beatles. No one's ever heard of the Beatles.
I saw the preview for that one.
Never heard any of the music. And so he's like singing Yesterday. Like his girlfriend gets him, because when the lights go out, he gets run over by a bus and lives. He's in the hospital. And his girlfriend gets him this guitar. She says, "Oh, play us something." He goes, "Yesterday, all my troubles." And they're like bawling. Like the people around the table are bawling. He goes, "My God, that's the most beautiful song I've ever heard. When did you write that?" He goes, "I didn't. Paul McCartney did." And they're like, "Who the hell's Paul McCartney?" And he was like,
"I'm rich."
Wait. So he basically like becomes the biggest rock star in the world, and he's just basically writing down all the Beatles songs that no one has ever heard of, except for like there's two people that finally like hold up at a concert like a Yellow Submarine, and he thinks, "Oh, I've been had. They're gonna expose me." And they're like, "No, thank you for bringing the music. No one's, thank you for keeping the music alive." The coolest part is John Lennon is my personal like that's my guy. So he finds John Lennon, who's alive in this story because he wasn't assassinated in 1980. And he's an artist. He never became a songwriter. He's an artist that lives like on the beach. And he like finds him and goes to his house. And this guy looks like what you think John Lennon would look like in 2020 or whatever it was, And they just sit there and talk. He's like, "Do you ever thought about writing music?" And he goes, "I tried writing music back in the 50s and 60s, but I just wasn't very good at it. So I started painting." And you're just like, "Oh my God, this is hilarious." But it was great. If you're a Beatles guy, go watch Yesterday. It's a corny movie. But if you like, the reason why I brought that up is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is the Beatles. So it's a great movie just to listen to great music if you're a Beatles fan.
Yeah, it's like Highlander. Great soundtrack.
Yeah, absolutely. What was that one? Fuck. Part of the Marvel universe. Chris Pratt came out. Guardians of the Galaxy. One of the best. They're the first one of those movies. One of the best soundtracks ever.
The second one is
the same way, but I think the first one is the better soundtrack. But that movie was a good movie. But let's be honest, that movie isn't as good without the soundtrack, probably.
No, that was a part. That's a whole part of the persona.
That's what I'm saying.
And everything on it. So that's what's kind of cool about it.
Yeah. Great movie. Totally. Like he has the only that's like the tape with.
So one of my favorite soundtracks from back in the day, and it still is to an extent. You already mentioned is Pump Up the Volume.
Oh, great soundtrack. Singles was another great one back in the day. Remember Singles? If you like grunge, Singles was a great soundtrack. But
Top Gun soundtrack was iconic.
Top Gun, yeah. Right. Footloose soundtrack was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Here's
a little thing for you. And I'll go through the thing. The very first CD I ever bought, I was like 12 years old or whatever. My dad got a CD player, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So he took me to the record store, because we used to go to the record store all the time. He says, go buy your CD. I was like, what the hell's a CD? You know?
Yep.
My very first CD that I bought was the soundtrack from Stand By Me. Great soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Lollipop, lollipop. All right, so let's do this. Favorite soundtrack ever, TJ? What's your favorite soundtrack?
I'm a Queen fan, so Highlander.
So you're gonna take Highlander? Okay.
I love dude. I can listen to Queen all day, every day.
Yeah.
So here's a little trivia question for Queen. You probably know this, and Clover probably does too. I'm a big music guy too. Queen is the only band in the history of music that every single member of the band wrote at least 3 #1 hits apiece. All 4 members of Queen wrote at least 3 #1 hits. Only band ever that every member of the band wrote 3 #1 hits. Beatles can't say that because Ringo didn't write shit.
Right.
Well, he might have, but they didn't.
They didn't put it on no album.
Okay, he did make an album, like, you know.
He was the Wiggles published his stuff.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, and I know Clover's a Queen fan as well. And I like Queen. I mean, obviously, who doesn't like really? I mean, everyone likes at least one song from Queen. You know, just the way it is. Are you an Adam Lambert fan with Queen?
I do like that.
I think he's phenomenal.
Okay with it. I'm okay with it. Yeah.
He's not. I mean, no one's gonna be Freddie Mercury, but I mean, the dude can sing. There ain't no doubt.
Right. He can sing.
He reminds me of the Freddie Mercury of willing to pretty much do anything on stage. He's a performer. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm going to throw. I did the bassist from Queen, and they did a show over here in Melbourne. It's called One Night of Queen.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that if you ever listen to the singer from the Struts, he played Freddie Mercury and did a fantastic job. Sounds, and you listen to some of his stuff, and you're like, yeah, I mean, sounded pretty darn close to Mercury.
That's pretty impressive because Freddie has one of the most, not only one of the best voices, but one of the most distinctive voices ever.
Yeah. It wasn't him, but
without a doubt who that is, you know.
Yeah. But he did. Okay. It was a great job.
Are you Journey fans?
Yeah.
Do you like the band Journey?
Yeah.
I like Journey. The kid they have singing for him now, they found on YouTube from the Philippines. Have you ever heard him sing? Like he sounds just like Stephen Perry, but better, which is hard to believe. When Stephen Perry lost his voice and couldn't tour, they found this guy because he was doing covers of Journey. Didn't speak English, by the way.
He could
swear
sing.
to God. But he could sing, and they found a video of him on YouTube singing in the Philippines, and people were sending him to this, like, you guys got to check this guy. He sounds just like Steve Perry, like crazy. And he's been their lead singer now for a decade. That dude couldn't speak English, and they found him in the Philippines on YouTube, and now he's the lead man for Journey. That dude's pretty awesome. I like Journey, but that guy's voice is incredible. He's a Filipino guy, and he's an unbelievable.
It's always it cycles around. There's always somebody to come back around that sounds better or
now I want to say that maybe Steve Perry's back with the band or something. I think he's singing again, so maybe he's back with them. But there was like a 5 or 6 year period, maybe 10 years, that Steve Perry couldn't sing, and this kid toured with them and was unbelievable.
Steve Perry's just sitting back like, I'm getting that royalty check. Keep singing, boys.
Pay me. Patriot says he likes the soundtrack to Empire of the Sun, Miles Ahead, The Commitments, American Graffiti, and
Commitments was a good one.
Full Metal Jacket. Now, Full Metal Jacket, yeah, I could see Full Metal Jacket. That had a great soundtrack too. I don't remember Miles Ahead. I don't even know what that is. Do y'all remember Miles Ahead? I don't remember. I tell you, there's a great movie. It's probably a crappy movie. I love the movie. was Empire Records. Back in the day, it was with Liv Tyler was like her first movie. They worked at a record store, and that was a terrible movie, but I enjoyed it. Forrest Gump soundtrack. Well, yeah, I mean, that's
There's a lot of good soundtracks.
There is a lot of good soundtracks. Yeah.
What was the one with John Cusack in the record store with Jack Black?
School of Rock or
no, it wasn't School of Rock. He owned a record store. John Cusack owned a record store. Jack Black worked for him. Something vinyl. Hey, what's the name of that?
One of the kids like stole the money from. Is you talking about the one that like stole the money from the safe or something? Like their high school kid working.
He always had the top 5 list. Like John Cusack was always like top 5 songs for this or top 5 songs for that.
I think that was Empire Records.
No.
Hold on.
No. High Fidelity. It's called High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's called High Fidelity.
Yep.
I thought about it just about the time I was fixing to Google. The soundtrack to that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
I can't Google nothing over here.
And if you're into music, that's a great. Yeah, thanks. Patriot got it too.
Yeah.
If you're into music, that's a great one because all the references to all the different musics and genres and other stuff. Because I like a lot of different music.
Yeah, that was a lot of great soundtracks and movies for sure. I guess, it's tough. I don't think it's the best soundtrack by far. But for me, growing up, 2 movies stand out as far as soundtracks, and it was Breakfast Club and Top Gun. 2 incredibly famous soundtracks for a lot of reasons. But yeah, those are the 2. Like I said, they're not the best. But for me, that's kind of, you go back to your kid and those are pretty good. Hell, it wasn't a huge thing, but the soundtrack for I'm so tired. Sean Penn, Spinozzi, back in the Phoebe Cates.
Fast Times at
Ridgemont High. They didn't have a huge soundtrack, but what they did was good, If you remember The Labyrinth, if you're a David Bowie fan, The Labyrinth soundtrack was badass if you were a Bowie fan,
Right. Yeah, it's personal preference, I guess, pretty much.
Yeah, I'll tell you one, sure. When you talk more along the lines, I think of original music, and the one that probably a lot of people don't give credit, the soundtrack for The Crow. It's pretty bad.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Yeah, that's a good call. I totally forgot about that one. That's a great one. There's a lot of good ones. I forgot about that movie. I watched that movie not too long ago because it came across. I was like, I hadn't seen that forever. And that was one of my favorite movies back in the day. Like, that was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the way Brandon Lee died. It was just there's a lot going into it, but that was one of my favorite movies.
Another one I like that's sort of a guilty pleasure, I guess, in a way. The Rockstar. Or maybe it's just Rockstar.
Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. The soundtrack to that's pretty good.
Yeah, what is that favorite? The famous "And We All Die."
We all die young. Still
for
Dragon.
The longest time, I thought that was actually him singing, but it wasn't.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and log off of my computer because I'm gonna go outside and smoke. We've done this for so long.
It's been a while.
And I don't mind staying on it. I got nothing to do right
now. You're talking about kind of off. Out of mainstream, maybe for most people, soundtracks. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
That was a good one.
With old timey music, let's just say. It's pretty freaking good, man. I like
Very good one. I'm going to throw one out there and tell you one of the best soundtracks out there, and nobody knows about this movie. Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh, yeah.
Great soundtrack.
The Dark Side, baby.
The Dark Side, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie McCruise's, and the movie was okay, but that movie was made by the soundtrack. Without that soundtrack, that movie doesn't become famous. I don't think.
Remember, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. Remember Crossroads, Ralph Macchio?
Oh, the blues. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Stuff, right?
Yeah. That was a good one. Yep. Everybody left me, it seems like. Marcus is almost famous. That was a pretty good one too. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
You show to be muted if you're trying to talk, just so you know. Maybe he muted on purpose.
Maybe. I'm fixing to bail off of here in a second.
Yeah,
anyway.
muted. I'm sitting here talking. Muted. I'm muted.
Clover told you were.
Yeah, I know, but I was there. Yeah. So yeah, Almost Famous was awesome. And that's a good movie, actually. I enjoyed that movie. But I'll tell you, there's two movies that resurrected songs. That was one with Tiny Dancer. Like most people, like that age, they were kids at that age, didn't know about Tiny Dancer by Elton John, right? Yep. And terrible movie, but Wayne's World resurrected Bohemian Rhapsody.
Big time.
Like it became number one again, I think, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, almost
several songs did with Wayne's World, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, the big one was Bohemian Rhapsody. Like a lot of kids, that was like my junior year or senior year in high school when that came out, and a lot of the kids like didn't know Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. They should probably, their parents probably should go up on child abuse charges.
No, I get it. I get it.
How do you not get exposed to Queen?
I used to, when I drive in Taylor to school in the mornings, I used to make her listen to Queen's greatest hits. And I would just play a different couple. It took 2 songs, so 2 songs every day to school.
I'm telling you.
So Dazed and Confused, bring that back up. Phenomenal soundtrack. It opens up. It opens up with freaking Aerosmith, Sweet Emotions, and I mean, then you got, Dazed and Confused soundtrack is really good as well. All right, we can go all night long. We can talk, but what I want to do is, in case y'all had to jump out, you can. I don't even know if anyone's watching anymore. I don't even know.
Who cares?
There's a couple people.
I don't care. This is so much fun. Before we continue to talk, I do want to give TJ and Clover a few minutes. I want to continue to talk if we want to. I have nothing to do, but I do want to. It's been almost 3 hours, so TJ. What all gear report do you have coming up? People can go watch or read about that you got going on at Gear Report.
Just I've got a couple reviews coming out. The ARX Delta 2, the BRG 9 Elite is coming out, and the CSR 556 from Wolfpack Armory. So I should have.
Ooh, how you liking it so far? A little sneak peek. Is it pretty good?
Was that
a little sneak peek? Is that pretty? Are you enjoying that one?
Yeah. The BRG is real. I mean, I like that one. As far as pistols goes, I like that one a lot. The CSR 556 from Wolfpack is just, that thing's just smooth.
Yeah,
I could shoot the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just trying to finish them up, get a few more pictures and a few more stats, and then write them up. Be done.
Clover and I also write for Gear Report, but I'm telling you, like, if you want to read like a really good, like in-depth review, TJ does a phenomenal job. He takes his time. He does. I mean, there's nothing about that gun except for Toby breaking springs and stuff. But if you want to read great reviews on guns, go read on gear-report.com and check out TJ stuff. It's really, really good.
Well, thank you, sir.
You guys are gonna.
That's what takes you so long.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like a lot of times, like in the way you format it is good. Like I all of my articles are now like I just duplicate and use the same format. I got my format on how to write. I originally duplicated one of yours, and then kind of took that as a format to use, a template almost. So you did a good job.
And I'm changing it up again too. So.
Oh well, I probably won't because I like the format that
I'm just adding a few. I'm adding a few things like, as far as these new pistols coming out, because a couple of the ones we have are new, and I'm just putting out like available accessories and trying to a little more Avant-Link stuff where maybe we can get a few more clicks. So.
Well, especially like a BRG9. I mean, like Clover. I'm sure you figured out, but Clover was the first one that I knew that figured out that the XD9 mags work in a BRG9, and it's tight, but it could fit into an XD9 holster if you need to. If you can't find one for the BRG, you can get an XD9 holster, maybe heat it up a little bit and maybe reform it, but it will kind of fit. So those are nice, especially like a SAR 9. When I did my original for the SAR 9, I couldn't find a holster for the SAR 9. And that was one of the cons that I had to put on the review is I can't find a holster for this thing.
Right, and
because it's a 17 slide and a VP9. Well, there's not a holster for that. It won't fit into a VP9 or a 17 holster.
Yep. Yeah. It's so some people need to know before they they buy it. Like, all right, It's an awesome gun. It did great. Can't find crap for accessories for it. All right. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. Or the pick rail is only like 2 rails, so you can't even really mount a light on it. Maybe or whatever the case may be. Who's the guest this week on This Week of Gear Report Thursday night?
Oh, this week I have no idea. We're supposed to have Sky last week, and then she couldn't get I guess the person we're supposed to have doesn't work there anymore.
You gotta love that.
So Jeff picked out, he picked them up, and then so I don't know who this week is. I'll have to look.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll all be surprised when we get there.
That's why I like to do it that way. Just see who's there. Like, oh, hey, what's up?
Right. Great conversation last week for sure. That was interesting. If you like the technical side and all of that, there was some cool discussion going on last week. Yeah, way above my vocabulary, but it was good.
Yeah, I like some of those words. I learned some stuff. Just like, you're awfully quiet. I'm like, dude, I'm just paying attention. I was like, some of the stuff
I'm just trying to learn shit. I can't speak that language,
Right. Yeah. So I like to learn, pick up some stuff, pay attention, see what's going on, what they do different than everybody else. And it's neat.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's going to be at 9 Eastern, 8 Central Thursday night on the gearreport.com YouTube channel. This Week in Gear Report. We have a good time over there. Clove, what do you got coming up? You have not put any content out in like a month. I don't know what's going on over there.
I know, right? Oh my God.
He's like putting 2 a day for like 2 a day.
I know that. Well, that's so here's the deal. Tomorrow I have Lionheart on the podcast at 5 Eastern, and then Diana Muller Thursday at 5 Eastern. So I'm not going to do any video drops tomorrow and Thursday.
Okay.
However, the last 2 videos from the gathering, thank God, I'll drop those Friday.
Okay,
and then, cool. And then we'll be, of course,
back to your regularly scheduled program.
Be in Tulsa for the weekend, and then probably a few videos next week from Tulsa, and then we're back to the grind and trying to get some stuff caught up.
So if people want to find, I won't be there. So if people want to kind of follow Tulsa, just need to go to your Instagram or what?
Yeah, I would say hit up my Instagram. I'll be there. I think Santee's going to be there. Snob, obviously, and Gizzard, and maybe a couple of others. Not a big crew this go around, but we'll have a hashtag. So follow my Instagram, and then when I post something from there on Instagram, catch that hashtag, and you'll be able to whatever we decide it's going to be. Right? I don't know yet, and catch that hashtag, and then you can keep up with everybody's posts. And I will also probably, because the community tab on YouTube is just awesome like that, I'll probably copy my Instagram post over to the community tab on YouTube, so you can follow there as well. But if you'll have access to the hashtag on Instagram, which is nice, so you'll get all of the coverage through Instagram. And then, like I said, probably have a couple of videos coming out. I've got already have talked to my ammo collector guy about doing a couple of different videos with him on some antique ammo. So, and then as somebody pointed out earlier, I can't remember who, I did drop a video on the GunTuber Academy channel today.
Yeah.
So go check that out. If you create content, share that with friends if they create content, and that way they kind of know what's going on.
So Patriot's just asking, do you plan on starting up Next Generation again?
So I talked with Brian with Hunters HD Gold at the gathering about that. The cough absolutely killed the Next Generation.
Absolutely.
As far as being
It
able
almost
to
killed
schedule
competitive
it.
shooting in general. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, taking school out of. See, the thing is, you had school, in-person school, and the summers were free, and it screwed up when you're talking about kids, man. People don't realize that, but the cough and school schedules and things like that really screwed things up for kids, and kids that had extracurricular activities, really big time. So, do I want to start that up? Absolutely, 100% without a doubt. When are we going to be able to get that going again? Well, I don't know, but I'm constantly talking with different organizations and other things about trying to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah. Before we get back to music talk, if we want to do that, we can, or we can stop. So this weekend I will have. I haven't done one in months, a long like in probably 4 or 5 months. But I've been getting a lot of people asking about doing some top 5 stuff. And so I will have a top 5 dropping Saturday, and I think you guys will enjoy it. But yeah, so it'll be my first top 5 probably since like November, maybe December, some early December. I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. I've got some stuff coming up, obviously with a lot of different guns. I've got to get a lot of stuff done with guns that I've got. I got to get some stuff done. But I'm also going to get back into some videos on some upgrades and accessories that I've added to the long range game, whether it's muzzle brakes or binos, or also I've added a lot of stuff to accessories and upgrades for the rifle and accessories for the long range competition. So I'll start coming out with some of those again as well. But yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to get done. And unfortunately, I'm getting ready to start hitting in the next month and a half my huge, crazy busy season. So I'll be doing a lot of videos in the next month and a half to have in the bank. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming down the road for sure. But you'll see my first top 5 video drop of 2022 will drop this Saturday. It'll be a fun one. But so we never talked about this.
About time.
Best gun movie.
Best gun movie?
Like, what's the best movie that was like guns played a major role in?
Yeah, everybody's gonna say John Wick, and I still haven't watched any of them.
All right, let's because I would say any of the John Wick, take just John Wick as a general, but let's take the John Wicks out of it. Okay. Favorite movie that like guns played a major role in the movie?
The Mechanic, maybe.
Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't think about that. That's a really good one. Yeah.
The Expendables movies are up there.
Yeah, for sure. The Mechanic, man, that might be the one. But that didn't even come to my mind at first. That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's one of those ones I'll watch every time it's on TV.
Yep.
So it's not about the guns, but guns played a major role in it for certain reasons. And God dang it, I just lost it in my head. It's one of my favorite movies that's a terrible movie until you realize why it's such a great movie. God, what was that name? What movie called? So it's about Navy SEALs, but the actors are actual active duty Navy SEALs.
Act of Valor.
Act of Valor. Great movie. A lot of guns are used in that one. But the coolest part of the entire movie, and it might be one of the best scenes ever in the movie.
Ever, because I know what you're fixing to say.
Is so they're trying to get these guys, they're trying to get out of there, and they're pinned down, and the Swick boats come around the corner with miniguns on and just light up the enemy on these Swick boats. And if you know what Swick boats are, you know what I'm talking about. But they're the Swick boats. with miniguns, and it's just burp, 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 burp. It is the coolest scene ever in a movie. It really is.
Yep.
Heat's a good one.
The new Magnificent Seven. If you
I haven't seen it yet.
If
I
you
heard
like
it's good,
cowboy guns, has a huge variety of old school guns in it, for sure. Even the Gatling
I'm surprised that you didn't say Quigley Down Under, honestly.
Quigley Down Under's got quite a few, but you got to realize Quigley Down Under was set in while you've got Quigley's rifle, right? Is definitely a star.
Sure.
The Sharps. Quigley was set in Australia.
Sure.
So you got to keep that in mind. So it's very different Australian West than American West.
I'll tell you a great scene, and I'm not sure which one it was. I think it might have been Lethal Weapon 3, maybe. The one with Jet Li in it, where he absolutely field strips the 92 in like half a second.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool scene.
I'm trying to think of just like gun scenes. Like
Lethal Weapons got some great guns in it, obviously.
What about like Death Wish?
Death Wish, that's a good one.
Death Wish does. I'll tell you another good one.
Dirty Harry. I mean, how could you not mention Dirty Harry? You know, just because of the revolver. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, you got movies that revolve around revolve. That's funny. Movies that are centered around like one gun or a couple of iconic ones, and then you've got movies that just have a huge variety. It's just awesome.
Star Wars. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Oh God! I mean, they're obviously modified, right? But if you're talking about German,
Clover's in now.
If you're talking about German stuff, yeah, without a doubt, man. And trying to identify them can be fun. Because they're mocked up. No, it is. So I think it's called Death Sentence. And it's Kevin Bacon. And I can't remember. Kevin Bacon's in it, and John Goodman is like the arms dealer there. And I can't remember what happens, but like they kill his family or like something happens. And it's one of them revenge movies or whatever. And I want to say it's Death Sentence. I'll go look it up while I'm saying this. But man, the amount of guns in that movie, pretty doggone good. I'll tell you another one.
First Blood was a pretty decent one. All the Rambo stuff, it's kind of decent.
Yeah, Death Sentence is definitely.
I've never heard of Death Sentence. I don't think.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's a Kevin Bacon, and it's
okay.
Yes, Switchpad's got it. Tremors.
Tremors is a good one for a lot of guns. Yep.
I wouldn't. Yeah, and that's another one that I wouldn't have thought of.
Yep. Yeah.
Bad Boys. Yeah.
The other one.
So many.
Letters from Iwo Jima. Yeah. Okay. While you're thinking about that,
Nobody.
Oh, Nobody.
Yeah, especially at the end.
Movie.
Especially at the end.
That's a good movie too.
Nobody's got a lot of cool guns.
Yeah. And that's a good movie. You were telling me for almost a year that I need to watch it, and I finally did. And you were right that I watched it flying out to Vegas.
You do it and you think, well, that's the dude from like How I Met Your Mother, the artillery author office boss guy. It's like but I'm telling you, it's like there's no major actors in that movie.
No, well, it's a great movie.
I say that there is Christopher Lloyd, I guess, right?
Well, if you want, okay, okay.
Like if you call him a major actor at this point, but
he's a major actor.
Yeah. Best war movie. Because that could go along. I mean, Saving Private Ryan's a good one, but there's a lot of great war movies out there.
Is Full Metal Jacket actually a war movie?
Yeah, I would say it's so you know how I feel about Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket, they could end it after the boot camp sequence, and it'd be one of the best movies ever, in my opinion. The whole Vietnam side of it was okay, but the boot camp sequence to me made that movie. I would say that Apocalypse Now is a better war movie than Full Metal Jacket.
Well, Platoon.
Platoon's phenomenal, yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Saving Private Ryan's great. That might be one of those that's just
you know, some people say that Forrest Gump is a war movie because it was based around a lot of it was based around the Vietnam War. I don't think it is, but no, Full Metal Jacket's good. I would say Apocalypse Now is better than Full Metal Jacket in my opinion. Once again, if you stop the movie after the boot camp sequence of Full Metal Jacket, then I'm in.
So
I'm in.
So it was a long time ago, but 300's a pretty good war movie.
300's a great one,
Yeah.
no doubt. Yeah, no,
One
absolutely.
of my all-time favorites to watch.
Yeah, that's a great one. It's a lot of great war movies for sure. All right, we've been going long now. We can keep going forever. So it's been 3 hours. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much, TJ, Clover. Thanks for joining this train wreck. Rogue was here. Go check out the Rogue Bands. He's doing some great work on his channel. Go check him out. Go check out gearreport.com, gear-report.com. You'll probably find TJ stuff, but you'll also find some stuff from me and Clover. Not as much as TJ stuff, but we're working on it. Go check out This Week in Gear Report Thursday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Make sure you check out Clover. He's got a couple different podcasts coming. Are they 4 o'clock Central both days, or what times?
Yeah, 5 Eastern.
5 Eastern, Wednesday and Thursday, or Thursday, Wednesday, Thursdays,
yeah.
So check those out, and also check out his 37,000 videos he's put out in the last 2 weeks. So he's trying to break the freaking matrix, I promise you.
Right.
And then unsubscribe from my channel. I have no problem with that. So appreciate you guys for watching. The conversation was great. I hope everyone had fun. We just had a really good time tonight, and it was nice for me to do this. We don't do this very often, but the free-for-all stuff is fun. I like guns. I love guns. But guns don't run my life, and sometimes you just get tired of talking guns all the time. Sometimes we like to talk about movies and music and all of that. So I hope everybody enjoyed this. TJ, Clover, thanks as always for coming on. We'll see you guys soon. Semper Fi.